Oh my god, whatever. Instead of pausing it, I just accidentally restarted it. Whoopsie doodle. Hey, good morning, punks. Hey, hey, get an aggressive good morning. Hello there, Anti-Nyanus and chat because why hello? The earth says hello. I really do need to reduce this. How is there already an ad break starting on Twitch? What the fuck? Damn, Twitch get me that money. I can't change my Kick title because I can't log into my Kick, and I emailed them and they're like, we're having site-wide issues. We're having site-wide issues. Everything's having site-wide issues. I bet there's some sort of framework problem again across multiple platforms, because I also tried to like book rental cars and every single website I went to was like broken. They wouldn't let me look up like the dates. The only thing that worked was like the aggregator that you can't fucking use your discount code on. Like Expedia or whatever. I was disappointed. I was not pleased. You're having site-wide issues? You had Mexican last night? May God have mercy on your soul. I tried to start a goal and it broke. It wouldn't let me do it. It's kind of lame. How will I celebrate? I had it. What did I write? Ugh, the worst. I think I'm tired, guys. How are you guys doing on this a lovely, lovely Wednesday morning? Good morning. Good morning. I wish I had some sort of like sports news to talk about in that voice, but I don't because I know nothing about sports. Good morning, chat and fellow gatto. Hey, Ben Hager. Henagar? Ben Hennigar. With the 5, thank you. Here's 5 for the road. Why, thank you. It's always expensive to travel. I mean, it's not that bad. You know, you get the flight and the car rental. It comes out to like well under 1,000, but it's still hundreds of dollars. You know, but this is what happens. You leave the country. At least I'm not like Philip, who like never sees his family. He's a weird one. Is it really the last yap? It's just the last yap. I'm going to fly away for like about a week to go visit my dad. That's it. I'm going to be gone for Easter. I don't usually do clickbait titles, but I was like, it's fucking April Fool's too, so whatever. Technically true, technically not. It's not the last yap. You're doing fine. Good for you, Rad Badger. Happy April Fools, yeah. Yes. Good morning, Nyanus. Good morning, Sir Ian. I almost called you Ian. I'm eyeing your name, Ian. Vest goal? You and your vest goals. I've got nothing. I won't get. Oh wait, no. How would like that's not very. What would I do? What will I do? I hate that it makes me like, what am I gonna do at the end of the goal? I really don't know. I mean, I fly away today. I can't make many promises. I'll smile. There you go. You'll make me smile. Memories of Rem. I love that's what a scammer. My goal went live after the 20. Memories of Rem. Take Papa Anus out for a good meal on us and try to explain how lame Hassan is to him. Dude, I love my dad. Why would I ever try and explain Hassan Piker to him? That would be just misery. That would just be misery. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. And my dad's like, I think my dad's been through enough, you know? I don't need to do that to him. I don't need to put that on him. I think it's kind of funny that like Asmin Gold's parents like seem to know what he did. Yeah, no, not mine. I guess my one uncle kind of knows about my channel. Everyone else, it's like no. And my dad doesn't really use technology or the internet. I'm just like I'm like a fart, a silent fart, you know. Am I even real? I don't know. Not really. You want a goal? You'll get nothing and like it. Hey. You know, people on my Rumble chat, they're a bunch of animals. I've decided that you guys are the fucking animals around here. Do a dress goal. A dress goal. I do have a dress. Ugh. What is going on inside of my stomach? Those beatboxes are terrible, by the way. Husbanus brought back booze. I guess everything was closed. He ended up getting these things called beat boxes, and the drunk that you get from those things is like no other. It was very strange. I felt very weird, and like I've drank more before. The box was 11%. I've definitely had like a little box of wine, like a red wine, and I didn't get that drunk. Or like I wasn't really drunk. I just feel weird and out of it. So strange. Kick has been promoted from the filthy animal role. Congrats. Yeah. No, yeah, Rumble's going to be the stinky green site. You guys are a bunch of freeloaders over there. That's so fucking ridiculous saying that to your own audience. I can't even say it without, like, correcting myself. I can't commit. I could never be DSP. I walk it back the second I say something mean because I don't want you guys to actually take me seriously. One of these days I'll commit to it and I won't back out and you guys will just know what I mean, you know? You just know what I mean. Carney is a moron. The Shack beatboxes? Yeah, or just beatboxes in general. Did you see the PM of Canada threaten the US over Greenland? I mean, what do you mean threatened? What's Canada going to threaten you guys with? We don't really have a military to threaten you with. We can only threaten by taking away, like, resources we trade with you. Okay, come on, guys. I mean, let me see. What did they say? What did my sweet Canucks say? Sweet, sweet, soft creatures. Popping by to say hello. Hello, no-name guy. Rumble allows slurs. Naturally, they're the animals. It makes sense. The math adds up. No maple syrup or beaver pelts. If you don't act correct, there'll be no maple syrup and there'll be no beaver pelts. Okay, Canada, US, and Greenland. Like, let's see what you got. What are you guys talking about? News. Canada to build new Arctic bases following Trump's Greenland and 51st state threats. That's 3 weeks ago. Hegseth says Trump has a vision of a greater North America. Canada is at war with the United States. That's a pretty spicy title. This is just so silly. In early 2026, a polling firm found that 57.9% of Canadians believe that American invasion of Canada was likely. Where the fuck did they poll this? That's so silly. Are you kidding me? This can't be real. This can't be real. The thing is too, like, I mean, the way I act, like I came from a smaller town and stuff, right? Like and when I'm around, you know, because I go out for coffee with my dad and I'm generally pretty friendly, like I'll talk to people and stuff. I've just never gotten this sentiment. Like, where the fuck was this? And it's the same thing that happens here is that, like, the cities will have all the liberals. And I guess, like, it's funny because, like, I'm a liberal, but you know what I mean? Like, that overly emotional type. The ones that are just, like scared of their own shadow. Like, that's really funny. That's really funny to me. I'm so sorry. 57%, like, dude, just pissing themselves. What do you guys, are you guys, like, so silly? Oh my God. This is like, I don't know though, like anyone who knows the history of our countries, like, I just don't see this sticking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not gonna stick. We're too, like, geologically close and stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Ugh, they'll calm down. They'll calm down. You know what I mean? They're overreacting right now. But they'll come to their senses. There's really no point in you know, getting into a fucking what did DSP say that Panda Lee had a tizzy? They're having a bit of a tizzy right now. It's the same people who went to the No Kings, yeah. Lord have mercy. That's really funny to me. I just, wherever I visit, that I've never gotten that. I've never gotten that vibe. DSP, whatever Canada is doing, Don't get into that tizzy. Delusions and poll go hands in hand. And yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I want to know where you polled this to say 50%, 57.9% believed of an American invasion was likely. Where did that come from? According to new poll, Geff Consulting. Why would they be worried? That's so stupid. With the recent invasion of Venezuela, it's not like Venezuela was anything similar to how Canada was running. Like, it was like, what? No. There's no, like, I mean, I guess in some way there's a regime because you guys let in a bunch of people no one wanted. But like, they're not gonna go in there and fucking take Carney the same way. It's so stupid. I have a feeling they only polled like 10,000 people for this. This is crazy. This is actually so funny to me. If they think America is going to invade Canada, they are delusional. It's literally like, there's a lot of emotions online when you see stuff like this, but like, I don't know, like my brother's in the Canadian military. I know people in the United States military, and like my brother's been stationed here, and like, you know, there's Americans stationed in Canada. Like, you know how much work it would be? Like, the first thing is like we would have to, if there was really going to be an invasion, like you would see Canadians being pulled back into Canada and like US troops being pulled back into the US, like, you know, and that's just not fucking happening. When I go up there and I visit my brother, like he's usually on base and stuff, and like, yeah, it's just not, it's just so funny to it's like, it's actually hilarious to see this. Who's actually thinking this is gonna happen? uh I'm like, actually, like, I can't stop, like, this is so stupid. uh what polling firm is this? Geff Consulting. How many people did you even fucking poll? One of the fastest growing consulting firms, and they are from Toronto, so that kind of makes sense. They probably polled people in the city, and that would make the numbers make sense. Okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Something about cities. Maybe we just weren't meant to live in cities, because the craziest people seem to exist in those, don't they? With like the weakest grasp on reality. We'll send them Gavin Newsom and watch the place burn down. War with the Great White North. See the John Candy documentary, Canadian Bacon. It's probably propaganda. Yeah, I mean, again, or it's just like weak polling. I hate when they do polling and they just do like a small subset of the population, and they just think it's like, just because you can, you know, extrapolate that to the size of the population, that doesn't really mean that's the percentage of Canadians or the percentage of anything that feels any which way. Fuck. That's really funny though. Someone brought this up. Can I see you, Bantsole? Of course I can see you. Based on a true story. I'm only here because I'm on mobile and I have Banana Juju up on Kick app. Snap. Wow. Big day. Important Supreme Court case and a possible Artemis launch. I'm silenced on YouTube. That's why I asked. Why are you silenced on YouTube? Are you silenced? Like, did I ban you or something? Like, how is that? How are you silenced? To be honest, Canada sounds like a nice place to live, but that's just me. It is it's like, it's a nice place to live. You know, you have to not pay attention to the news so much. And you'll be happier. Honestly. The only thing that really sucks is that the cost of living is up a lot lately. And I don't see it settling anytime soon because, again, they kind of fucked up the economy by letting in so many people without ramping up. I don't really feel like reading all this, but it does make me laugh. England is nice, you just stay out of London. You can deal with smaller sample sizes if the data is gathered well, but I guarantee that they cooked the books. Yeah, dude, I don't see that. Like, how, what? Like, did you poll schizophrenics? Like, that's so funny. It's so funny how they led with like what we did to Maduro. Like with what happened in Venezuela, Canadians are starting to like that doesn't even that is a like a non sequitur. There's really no similarity there whatsoever. What are you talking about? Makes it sound like United States is just going to country, like taking the leaders, giving them a helicopter ride. I think he means the auto mod that shadows my channel. Oh shit. No one wants a 51st state and not Canada. They would ruin everything. I mean, it's like when you get down to the minutia of like what it would take to separate a country, like it'll never happen. Like they keep polling in Alberta and they're like, oh, 60% of Albertans want to split. And it's not really, again, they're not polling all of Alberta. They're fudging the polls. And also, it's just never going to happen. They're just like, just think of what would have to happen to have a province separate and join, you know? Even if it did happen, it would take years. But there are like, there are things like written in the charter of Canada that like makes this like very, very difficult to do, you know? Let's need to go outside, babe. Yeah, oops. I don't know. Just so funny. The emotional white north. Canada, no. Alberta, yes. Look at the name Charlie Angus, The Resistance. This writer is a moron. Yeah. The Resistance. Who is this? Author, musician, activist, political veteran. Oh. Phone call.
Money! Yeah, baby, yeah!
Kill me. Just kill me. Just take me out back and shoot me. In a video game. Heck. Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Betty Jork and Raid. Oh my god, thank you. Let's freaking go. Betty Jork and Raid. Holy crap. Oh my god, I was on a phone call. And I came back and I was all like miserable. What a terrible thing to be like. Don't even worry about it. It's fine. Life, adulting, all of the fun stuff. I thought Hiatus was going to hockey maple syrup land. I am. Canuckistan. Everything's fine. Everything is okay. I don't want to. I just got raided. If we do that, Husbanus will be ours. No, I'll be fine. I just like, man, just everything is always time to put old Anus down. Time to take her out back like old Yeller. Fallout Raiders. Benny did a singular good thing over the past 100 hours of Helldivers. What did he do? Benny's jorking it. He's a good boy. Benny is a good boy. It's old Yeller time. Oh. It's just like there's been like a mix up on my scheduling and I was like supposed to be there for a certain day to sign paperwork and I don't know, now they're not letting me change my flights because like times have been changed and like I mean like it's like, oh, you have a basic fare so you can't change your flight. It's so ridiculous. It's like the return flight. It should be like it's like bus tickets. It's not that serious, but they just like to give you loopholes to get more money out of you. It's so obnoxious. I hate being an adult. I hate having responsibilities that take my money. Benny, you're about as useful as an old napkin. It might be useful if you're desperate enough. Holy crap. How bad is he at playing video games? That he's just a used napkin. Ah, the hill. Are you afraid of the hill? Does it scare you? Ban her so she goes to Canada. I am great at games. I am great. Are you actually a cute little pink blob? Is that what you are, Benny? That's a cute pink blob. Bad. B-A-D. You're cute. I love that. What the hell? That's amazing. That's adorable. You fit my pink aesthetic. I'm bad at games, but not DSP bad. I think that no one's as bad as DSP. Benny is good. We just bully him. Good. Good. Bully him harder. You know, you don't want him slipping. The dude admits his crime to his dad. Defense, the bullet doesn't match. Yeah, people were telling me about this yesterday, and I just never looked it up. I meant to, and I never did. So this is all new to me.
Yeah, baby.
No,
yeah.
I've had enough bullying. I thought I evened it out there. I said you looked cute. See, little squish ball? That's adorable. I love that. I love when people have like unique things like that. Anxiety. Oops, back at work, gonna be in and out. Hopefully you're still around after 2 if your time or not. Wish you the best. I'll be listening most I can. Aw, thank you, Anxiety. Thanks again, Anxiety, for running my clip channel and putting up with my weird voice because I obviously suck at it. I try, but I still suck. I need to cut more shorts myself and etc. But you motivate me, so yeah. Aw, no, you're sweet. She said he's cute. He's gay now. He's gay. Well, I can admit it. I can admit I did it, but how much does it matter if the physical evidence doesn't confirm me being there? What people say is mostly irrelevant. It's not that the bullet didn't match. They just couldn't match it because the bullet was too mangled. That bullet matching thing is TV show crap that seldom ever happens in real life. Like, I mean, like, unless it's a completely different caliber. Like, you generally have, like, a hard time matching a gun shot at a distance that goes through a target and, like, you know, getting the pattern from the... Yeah, like, that's silly shit. Like, when I heard that the bullet didn't match, like, I'm thinking, like, it's a whole different caliber and it literally couldn't get shot out of the gun. But if it's the same caliber and they're trying to, like, argue semantics, then that's kind of fucking corny. Anyways, got to go get some food. Got to lurk. I appreciate you even sticking around at all. I'm not gonna lie. Usually when I raid people, I'm just like hi, and then I just run away because I'm eating or pooping or peeing or something. I'm running away. Mama Nyanus. Thanks, Cobra Silverhand. Thank you. Nicolettes to embolden the psychopaths who justify Kirk's murder. So that's the whole reason for the bullet controversy. Why not both? Why not both what? Okay. So there's really no weight to this. Because I never read, I didn't read much further. Me, with my simpleton common sense brain, I literally thought they would be like wildly different calibers and like different bullets. And, you know, but I guess we would have heard of this much sooner if that was the case. Oh, eating and pooping? Oh my goodness, at the same time? That's wild. So, Cat Mother, 2 things. I've booked a flight to Murica. Are we still having this fight? Also, Moon Bigga been stuck in my head all day. Moon, use a bigga. It's awfully catchy. The only time ballistics are able to match perfectly is when the bullet is made out of metal harder than lead or brass, like copper, and copper bullets are for large calibers and usually custom. Also, like, that's so expensive. Are you kidding me? You know how expensive brass and copper are? Jesus. Hashtag where is my chair? Bring it up to Husbanus. So strange. I think they want to spread countrywide doubt, so poison the well. Then again, I don't know if it's a jury trial. I'm not going to lie, I haven't really been following this. The lawyers of Tyler Robinson, the man charged in connection with the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk on Friday, requested a 6-month delay for a court hearing scheduled in May to review evidence that suggested the bullet that killed Kirk did not match the rifle. Kirk, one of Turning Point USA's founders, was fatally shot in the neck while speaking at a rally in Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah on September 10th. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty for Robinson, 22, who was charged with aggravated murder. He has not yet entered a plea. Robinson's lawyers wrote in a recent court filing to a district judge, Tony Graff, in Utah, that the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives was unable to identify the bullet recovered at autopsy to the rifle allegedly tied to Mr. Robinson. They added that the FBI is conducting a second comparative bullet analysis and a lead bullet analysis, but neither has been completed. Again, until the defense receives the case files and protocols relating these analysis and has them independently evaluated by its expert, they will not be in a position to assess the reliability of this evidence if either the state or the defense decides to proffer it. The defense team added, preliminary hearing, but they need time to review the results in the completed testing. The defense team cited parts of other public findings with inconclusive results. Ballistics analysts are looking for microscopic markings left on the bullet as it passes through the gun's barrel, similar to fingerprints. That is so corny. That's so fucking corny. Robinson's lawyers also wrote that they need 60 days to determine what could be missing from an initial review of digital evidence. They received a hard drive with 31 hours of audio files, 700 hours of video, and 600,000 data files. The next hearing is scheduled for April 17th. Your Honor, I'm in love with a gay furry. I plead insanity. They just want this guy to get off. Yeah, this is like such a flimsy... He's asking for a delay. Are you kidding me? Over something... Like, he also just looks like such a shyster. Excuse me? Is it gonna play? Is it gonna play like a video?
For Tyler Robinson, the man charged with killing Charlie Kirk, claimed federal investigators could not conclusively link the bullet fragment recovered in Kirk's autopsy to the rifle found at the scene. Robinson's team is asking to delay a preliminary hearing scheduled for May, saying they need more time to review evidence.
That in itself is not conclusive. They want you to think it's like CSI. You can only connect to the model of rifle, not the particular rifle. I mean, there's a lot of this where like what they show in like CSI doesn't actually like work in crime scenes. like tooth patterns and things like that. Like those can be very inconclusive. Like that, it's all so silly. The defense lawyers will try anything. It is true. The ears on that guy. And didn't this guy already like verbally admit to his father that he did it? I don't know.
Court documents show the FBI is running additional tests on the bullet. The defense says it may try to use the...
I mean, it looks exactly like him. I mean, it doesn't help that the guy looks like a fucking gremlin, huh? Like, he's just got, like, that gremlin
the defense
build.
Says it may try to use the analysis...
He's, like, a little bit thin and scrawny, you know what I mean? Like, he's got...
...to clear Robinson during a preliminary hearing.
You honestly feel for the prosecutor. Yeah, they're overplaying this, and the media is happy to jump in and exaggerate. They fire a round from the rifle and compare the spent bullet to the one pulled from Kirk. Yeah, I'm aware of how it works. Like, they make it sound, though, the headline makes it sound like it's an entirely different bullet. And the guy's already admitted to doing the crime. Like, this is like semantics at this point. Your Honor, this is clearly the same twink from the recordings. Gremlin maxing.
Hearing. But the prosecution is trying to show there is enough evidence.
I had a friend that wanted to go into forensics, thank you so much, because of CSI, till she saw her first real dead body, she manages a bowling alley now.
To proceed to trial. Prosecutors say Robinson's DNA is consistent with DNA found on the trigger of the rifle as well as multiple cartridges. But Robinson's attorneys say reports indicate multiple people's DNA was found on some items and that more complex analysis needs to be done. Robinson reportedly texted his romantic partner that he targeted Kirk because he had enough of his hatred.
Like, is that not enough? I'm sorry. It's just like, oh, like, yeah, I did it. I did it, and he admitted it to people around him, his father, his lover. What the hell? And now we're gonna argue over semantics of the bullet. This is so weird. He should not be given an extension to his trial over this. That's just stupid.
That's according to prosecutors. Robinson is due back in court April 17th for a hearing on a motion to ban cameras from the courtroom.
That's also a disservice. I hate this. He should be on video. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what? Make an example of people like this. Like, we're not a country that allows this type of shit. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel. Like, I'm all for, like, you know, confidentiality for some cases, but this is not a confidential case. Like, this isn't a case, like, this is a case where people deserve to see what's going on. K to the Swiss with the 5. Thank you. Thank you for your sweet, sweet money, you sweet, sweet man. Decline. Heck. Why? Stop trying to remind me later. I think all of this is fairly normal court proceedings. I don't like it. Yeah, but I don't like it. Your sister-in-law, a forensic ballistic expert. The problem with forensic versus real life is that real life is chaotic, unstructured, and has no controllable variables. Yes.
Daddy, chill.
Trial. What the fuck is wrong with my auto spell? Thank you, Steve I Am, for the gifty. Memories of Rem. If we can broadcast Depp Heard, this should be available live everywhere. Oh my god, Depp and Heard. That was one of the best trials ever. I never really follow court cases, but I did follow that one. Like, there was just so many amazing clips to come out of that. Like, right down to, like, the attorneys for Amber Heard were just atrocious. Oh my god. And to this day, I still... what are you going to do? Believe the man who convinced the world he had scissors for fingers? That, amazing. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Federal courts do not allow cameras in the courtroom. However, if it is a local court, the cameras can be allowed unless the judge orders not to allow it. I watched all of Rakita's coverage. Fuck yeah. An entire YouTube ecosystem spawned out of Amber Heard. It's right. It was amazing. It was amazing. I remember the O.J. Simpson trial. I vaguely do. I was kind of young at the time. Oh my god. Amber Heard is something else. Really something else, that woman. Mega pints for all. Mega pints for all. Oh no.
Citizenship followed the parents.
What is this?
So one thing that's puzzling me about your argument when I think about the ratification of the 14th Amendment, in many ways it would have made sense for them, and you acknowledge the jus sanguinis in citing Vattel. It would have made sense in some ways for them to say, okay, we're going to follow, if they wanted to accomplish what you're saying.
Have you guys heard about this? He's trying to end birthright citizenship. How do you feel about that? How are you feeling about that?
To accomplish. You could say, well, we're going to follow jus sanguinis because we're going to make it all right on parentage. But instead, I mean, the 14th Amendment, we're talking about subject to the jurisdiction thereof, but it also says born in the United States. So you have the jus soli kind of point there.
He's just patching an exploit. No, yeah. Like birthright citizenship, like that should be like if one parent is American and like someone else came into the country, or like, and this was also too, like during the time, like, yeah, we were bringing slaves over, and then clearly they're not leaving the country, like they deserve to have children and have them be Americans, you know? But people, like, look at Hassan Piker. They literally came over here to give birth to him, knowing full well he would be an anchor baby and get like American citizenship. Like that shouldn't be, like that's a loophole. Like you can't just cross over illegally and just have a child. And
it narrowed that point.
Oh, it's an American now. Like people are taking advantage.
At least as to soil. But I take it you're not arguing.
At least that's my, from what I see as a Canadian, like that was the point, right?
Yeah, baby, yeah.
United States citizens who have children born abroad would qualify
Coffer
for birthright
for the
citizenship.
Dadanis.
So it's
Thank
kind
you.
of a narrower
For
view
the two.
of both the traditional jus soli rule and a narrower view of the jus sanguinis rule. So why would they have done that? And if they were going to invent an entirely new
Anchor babies are like those gold farming accounts in RuneScape.
kind of citizenship, like an American brand, why wouldn't we have seen more discussion of that in the debates?
I think you do. And I say, I think the right way to conceptualize it, it is much more, it is a modified jus soli. Because even the British...
I think what's interesting too is like, because my brother, he was positioned, like he was stationed in the States when he gave birth, or like they gave birth to like a couple of their kids. So their kids actually have an American citizenship, and it actually just makes it a nightmare because like they didn't really intend to have American children, but now just because of birthright citizenship, they have to deal with like dual citizenship, which will benefit the kids in the long run. But it's like, you know, it's kind of goofy and it's not as beneficial as you think. Like there should be loopholes that when you're just stationed here, like your kids can still be like Canadian, because overall it's going to make it easier for you as a parent parenting your kids. And anytime you have to get them a passport and stuff, like you don't have to mail out to the other country. Like for his few kids that have American citizenship, I guess that's cool if they want to move to America. But you know what I mean? Like if that was the case, they could have just immigrated later as adults. Like there's always legal pathways to immigration. Like birthright citizenship is also kind of like a hindrance for people. If like, what if they didn't want their kid to be an American, but now because they popped out in like an American hospital, now you're considered an American, you know? It's, it swings both ways, you know? My brother gave birth. You know what I mean? They say that. It's like when people are in a marriage.
You're born here, you're a citizen. They say you're born here and you have to be under the protection of the sovereign. You have to have a relationship of allegiance. Allegiance is the word in Calvin's case.
But
He's
they
a
don't focus on the
seahorse? Makes
parents.
sense.
It's the child. And your approach focuses on the parent's allegiance.
You know what I mean?
I'm not sure that that's true of the
It
19th
seems a
century
little
sources,
ambiguous,
but
and I'm going to ask your friend on the other side that question.
let me point out then that there are two criteria.
I mean,
One
who
is
doesn't want to
birth
be
on the
American?
soil.
I mean, that's what I mean. But like, it's not like I'm Canadian. I came over here legally, and like, it just kind of shows you how, like, some people might not even want the birthright citizenship, and it just happens anyways, because like that's how blanket of a thing it is. Like, it's just like a child born in a U.S. hospital. It's like you're an American now, you know. It would make it easier to not do that off rip in some ways.
The other is
I have a
allegiance or
seahorse for a
allegiance.
brother. It's
What we
true.
have is birth on the soil remains the same, right? And so they are, and that's why so much of Wong Kim Ark is actually, we agree with. Because they
Stop.
are adopting a modified British rule. They are not going
I
the
always
French
knew men
rule,
could be
you know, that
pregnant.
Patel talks about, where it's like, who's the citizen? That had to be done by
I
statute,
think it's
as you pointed out,
RFK.
which it was in
Who else
1401.
speaks like this?
But what they've got is they say birth in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. That is talked about as allegiance, allegiance, allegiance in the congressional debates. But they were clearly not incorporating the British feudal monarchical conception of allegiance where it's indefeasible. I mean, going back to the early 1700s, our nation had repudiated the notion that citizenship is indefeasible. The expatriation statutes from the late 1700s reflect that.
I was a male in the
look at
womb.
1868.
Did you know that
Money!
they
Yeah,
thought I would
baby,
come out a dude?
yeah.
When they did the ultrasounds, they thought I was gonna be a boy. My mom had a guy's name picked out for me, and I came out a girl. Or are you pregnant?
Congressional report that we cite there, this is the same group of congressmen, Republican congressmen, and they say things like the U.S. Constitution itself is proof that Blackstone's theory of allegiance was not accepted. So they accept birth on U.S. soil, but then they take the concept of allegiance and give it its Republican, Democratic, American understanding. And that's very, very, I think that makes a ton of sense.
Okay, and let's talk about
Major
its
Tom
applications.
Sawyer with the
So,
two.
there are some,
More
I can imagine it
hiatus.
being messy on some
More.
applications. So what would you do with what the common law called foundlings? You know, the thing about this is then you have to adjudicate, if you're looking at parents, and if you're looking at parents' domicile, then you have to adjudicate both residence and intent to stay. What if you don't know who the parents are?
I think there are marginal cases. That one, I think, has the benefit of being addressed in 1401F, where it talks about.
Yeah, but what about the Constitution?
Under the Constitution, I mean, look, domicile is a constitutional standard in all kinds of other
Oh
situations.
my
that's
goodness.
hard.
Nainus was born, and the doctor was like, "We have our first boy born without a penis? How is this possible?"
Jurisdiction, personal jurisdiction, sorry.
Well, yeah, in a personal jurisdiction, I mean,
They
1332.
saw the man hands on the ultrasound and named her Jeff.
Diversity jurisdiction. And the thing is, it has to be litigated because it turns on intent. And both the virtue of both jus soli and jus sanguinis, whichever one you pick, it's a bright line rule. How would it work? How would you adjudicate these cases? You're not going to know at the time of birth for some people whether they have the intent to stay or not, including U.S.
Ask them.
citizens, by the way. I mean, what if you have someone who is living in Norway with, their husband and family, but is still a U.S. citizen, comes home and has her child here and goes back? How do we know whether the child is a U.S. citizen because the parent didn't have an intent to stay?
I'd say make 2 points, one practical, one legal. The practical point is under the terms of this executive order, you don't have to. 'cause
I mean,
the
you
executive
have
order
to
turns
submit
on
paperwork anyways to get like the birth certificate and the citizenship anyways. Like, why wouldn't you just communicate that then? Like the parent giving birth would know what they want to do, right? You would just have to have that be a possibility. Or am I oversimplifying it? Like, like what?
actually verifiable things, which is immigration status.
You like have
Are
to
you
do
lawfully
paperwork
present, but
regardless.
temporarily present, or
You
do
will.
you have an illegal
I
status?
even like I still when I did immigration, I had to request the original paperwork from the Canadian government, and I got a printout with like my mom's writing of like the paperwork she filled out when I was born, like my name, my middle name, like all of my givens and like where I was, and there's like a whole sheet she filled out, and clearly the Canadian government held on to it. Like I got a printout of like her writing. It was kind of cool to see that. You would just ask the fucking parent, like, are you planning on staying in the United States? Oh, you're not? Okay, bye.
Those kind of like,
What?
taking evidence, so to speak.
And then people who are saying like, oh, I want to be this is a U.S. citizen. Okay, cool. Can I see your citizenship? Like they'll already have your information. Like most hospitals are going to have to take your information to bring you in anyways.
Subjective intent
I guess the only issue is if you
done.
give
And as
birth
the
out of a
constitutional point,
hospital.
Obviously, domicile is baked into a lot of constitutional
But you
and
still
legal
have to
concepts, and
apply for their,
there may be situations where facts
documents.
are determined, but if you look at the guidance that all the agencies did after this court in Costa said the agency could go forward and issue guidance, the guidance provides, I think, very, very clear, objective, verifiable approaches to doing this.
Yeah,
And-
exactly. There's paperwork you have to sign for the birth certificate, which then gets submitted to the SSA.
And so
Yeah.
as a practical matter, I don't think it's presented by this executive order.
Thank you, General.
Justice Jackson? Good morning, General. So
Hey, it's my favorite
I guess
Canadian. How
I
you doing? I'm
am
doing good.
looking at your position in this case, and it boils down to requiring us to do at least these two things. One is believe that the framers were not importing the common law rule and understanding of birthright citizenship. And the second is to believe that what they were doing was departing from that common law rule in the way that you suggest. That is, they were seeking to have this turn on domicile. I think you have a number of hurdles to accomplish those two things. One of which, I think, is that when we look at this court's case law, and no one, I think, has mentioned Schooner's Exchange, but it appears that that was an 1812 case in which it seems as though the court had already accepted at the time of the ratification of the 14th Amendment that the allegiance that you were talking about was the English common law rule. That, in other words, allegiance meant that you are covered by the laws of the jurisdiction, that you can rely on that jurisdiction's protection. That's what allegiance meant. Now, you're saying today, no, allegiance meant something about loyalty or that kind of idea. But if the Supreme Court had, prior to the 14th Amendment, established that allegiance meant the common law definition, I think your first hurdle is to help us understand why we would believe that when the 14th Amendment was ratified, the framers weren't just incorporating what we had previously said it meant.
Page 572 of the congressional record directly addresses this. They say the concept of temporary and local allegiance from the Schooner Exchange is what is meant by, or temporary and local jurisdiction from the Schooner Exchange is what is meant by the word jurisdiction in the 14th Amendment. Senator Trumbull says, I thought about saying owing allegiance, but again, quote, there's a sort of allegiance from persons temporarily resident in the United States whom we have no right to make citizens. So he expressly and consciously rejected reliance on Schooner.
What do we do with, I mean, that's a debate, and it's a discussion, very valid, but then we have a subsequent debate between Fessenden and Wade, where the same concept comes up, and it becomes clear, at least from Senator Wade's perspective, that that's wrong. So Fessenden, and I'm not sure whether these are senators, I apologize. Fessenden says, suppose a person is born here of parents from abroad temporarily in this country. Mm-hmm. Wade responds, the senator says a person may be born here and not be a citizen. I know that is so in one instance, in the case of the children of foreign ministers who reside near the United States, et cetera, et cetera. So it appears as though in that exchange, at least Senator Wade believed that the English common law understanding of what it means to have allegiance, to be a temporary person on the soil, was what was being adopted.
Yeah, that exchange strongly supports us. If you look at it in context, Senator Wade has introduced a version that says only birth on U.S. soil and doesn't have any allegiance.
Residing doesn't make you a citizen. This woman stinks. Oh my God, she's bringing up the British kidnapping our people and making them British sailors, i.e. British citizens, right? And yeah, no, we do already do this. Like when diplomats come over, we allow them, if they give birth on U.S. soil, we're not going to make them American citizens, you know? Because for the same reasons I mentioned for my brother, it's actually kind of a pain in the ass if that's not actually where you live, if your kids... Like, there's nothing wrong with America, but it's just a pain in the ass. Like, if you're from Brazil and you come to the United States and you happen to give birth while you're here, like, it's actually a pain in the ass because then you have to go back to Brazil, and then you have to keep staying in contact with the United States government because, like, one of your children is technically a citizen. It's a pain in the fucking ass. And then to get, like, travel for them in the future, if you need to get a passport for them, it's a pain in the ass. Like, yeah, because, like, as much as America's a great country, like, it doesn't benefit everyone who comes here and potentially gives birth that their kid becomes a citizen, you know? And we understand diplomats have a hard time with it. But for some reason, when it comes to applying the same rule to common people, it's like suddenly like, oh, we can't do that. Our hands are tied, you know, the Constitution. And it's like, man, you just... It's like people are still gonna, like, again, like if it's found to be that they're a citizen because one of the parents is an American United States citizen, or, you know, what other gray areas there could be, like, I just don't understand the big deal. This just gets rid of people like Hassan Piker, Anchor
element
babies.
to it. And so Senator Fessenden stands up and says, well, that can't be right because, obviously, what about the children of temporary visitors? It has this, it's another one of these statements that has this appeal to a background understanding that we all agree that the temporary visitors, their children do not become citizens. And then Senator Wade has to kind of...
Yeah, I have no idea who's speaking. And I feel the same way. Cobra Silverhand, bro, I'm high, can't think and speak. I'm high and can think and speak more clearly than her, for Buck's sake. I'm like super tired. I'm super tired. I've been streaming a lot and not sleeping a lot. And like, I don't know. I was live for a long time yesterday. I've been like stumbling over my words. Even last night I had to tell Husbanus, I'm like, I think I cooked my brain. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. But at least like if I stumble over my words, I still get to my point eventually, Just a bit of like the retardism of the mouth going on. How late did I stream last night? 11:30 p.m.? And then Husbanus is like, let's install Apex. And then we played like a few games of Apex.
The children of ambassadors, and in the end, Congress
Went to bed at like
Senator
1.
Wade's proposal. So we think that, to say you can draw an inference from that, the inference strongly supports.
All right, well, let me just ask you about...
Oh,
why
I know
we wouldn't-
it's not me. It's the judge. But I'm just saying that like, I feel like I'm even stuttering over my words today. But even if I'm stuttering, I at least get to the point eventually. Like she's been talking in circles. I'm like, what is going on? Help.
See in the 14th
Help.
Amendment anything about parental allegiance. Several of my colleagues have talked about the fact that your view of this turns on what the status of the parents are and not the child, as would the born in the United States view of it. Can you help us understand why we wouldn't expect to see a mention of parents in the text of this amendment?
I think it's well understood that, for example, children cannot, newborns cannot form domicile. So it follows every 19th century.
That assumes domicile is in the test, and I'm asking you, how do we know that Congress did adopt the test that you say it adopted?
When you're looking at 19th century conceptions of allegiance, the notion that the allegiance, again, we say domicile is instantiating the concept of allegiance for aliens.
I was talking about Judge Jackson. You're perfectly fine, Mama Nainus. No, I was just saying like you, because you're like, I'm high and I can still make more coherent thoughts. And I'm like, I'm retarded of the mouth and I feel still more coherent than her. And like, she's getting paid good money to be doing this right now. Like if I had this job, I would not be this like wasted away to publicly speak, for a congressional hearing.
All of that, the 19th century understands.
I don't take offense. I'm not offended. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to relate to the same comment you made, I feel fucked up and still more coherent. Nainus was sleeping there.
Allegiance follows the allegiance of the parents, and I point out that...
Why is she talking about lineage? She's already said she's not a biologist.
Theory relies on parental
She is a
allegiance as well, because they
libtard.
recognize the exceptions for, hostile invading armies, for tribal Indians, for ambassadors. Again, the child's allegiance status, even on their view, turns on the status of the parent.
What do we do with Professor Mueller's amicus brief and the historical record and the fact that even at times in this country where we understood that the parents were declared enemies of the United States, I'm talking about World War II and Japanese internment, babies born in that circumstance were given birthright citizenship. So it seems as though this concept of allegiance...
I don't understand why that matters. Like, that's in the past. We're talking about current events. Like, it's actually crazy that Hassan Piker is a great example for why this is a failure to the system. This guy had, like, he's an anchor baby, and he has had all the ample opportunity of an American. He benefited off the system. He's currently wealthy as fuck, and he still is so hateful towards America. Like, and that's why anchor babies suck. Like, I don't understand why you need to go back to wartime. This is not, it doesn't relate to what's going on right now. And we have, like, there's people coming over the border illegally. Like, we literally even saw people, because Canada let in a bunch of people that don't really follow the rule of law, we saw that they were smuggling people through a corridor in Quebec. There's a corridor in Quebec that they're abusing to smuggle people into the United States. You don't think the people they're smuggling in aren't trying to have a baby to anchor? Are you kidding me? Like, I'm sorry, bad people are bad. You can't always be altruistic. You're going to have to write your laws to assume the worst. You can hope for the best, but you have to plan for the worst. Like, you can't just assume everyone will follow the rules. I clearly came over and I followed the rules, but a lot of people won't. And it's actually, like, I hate to say it, it would be easy for me to have not followed the rules, because a lot of the communication was just mailed back and forth, you know? It's on the person to be an adult, walk to the fucking mailbox, open up their mail, read the mail, and act in kind for what the government is asking you to do, you know? Oh, your visa's coming to, it's going to expire. Okay, you have to fill out some paperwork and send it back in, you know? You have to do your part. And it's really easy for people these days to just not. People don't even pay their fucking credit card bill. Yes, people will break the law. I'm sorry. Like, it's just the way it is. I hate how a lot of these, God, I'm libtard, as Jericho so eloquently put it. Like, they just leave fact. They have such rose-colored glasses on. Like, everyone is good. Everyone is kind. Like, no, that's just not the way the world works. I don't know.
Driving birthright citizenship, at least at this period of our history. So are you saying this is wrong, or they shouldn't have gotten birthright citizenship?
Well, if they were domiciled here, yes, they should have. If they were temporarily present, then no. But the executive practice, we can see from the 1930s.
How does the temporary presence run with your concept of allegiance? I'm not sure I understand. So can you be clear? Are you saying that only people who are domiciled here, as you define it, can form the necessary loyalty to the United States?
It's not allegiance is not a question of subjective loyalty.
Okay.
Oh, it is something you owe. It's a reciprocal relationship between the citizen, whether they want it or not. They have that allegiance, and I think it's powerfully
on the basis of what?
Domicile. I mean, that's what it says in so many words in the Venus and the Pizarro. It says, look, if you're talking about an alien, if they're just temporarily passing through, no, they don't have allegiance. But if they've made it their permanent home, they become part of our political community, and they are analogous or akin to citizens.
All right, just quickly, because I'm mindful of the time. What do you do with Juan Kim Ark's statement that birthright citizenship is applying independently of a residence with intention to continue such residence, independently of any domiciliation? I know that they use domicile, it's a fact in the case, but that's not a part of their holding.
Killed
it's
me.
not what the reasoning turns on.
I believe you're quoted from page 693 of that opinion. It goes on to say, not citizen terms on that, but the duty of obedience to our laws. It doesn't take the further step at that point and say, therefore, if you have temporary and local allegiance, you're a citizen. And immediately before that, you have that page 693 summary of the court's holding, where it says domicile.
Juan Kim Ark incorporates a domicile requirement.
That is the holding. It's definitely clearly expressed in the holding.
All right, one final thing, perspective. You say perspective, we're supposed to do this. Don't worry about the people who are already here and who would not qualify under your rule. How does this work? Are you suggesting that when a baby is born, people have to have documents, present documents? This is happening in the delivery room. How are we determining when or whether a newborn child is a citizen of the United States?
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's directly addressed in the SSA.
I just don't understand, like, how they act. Like, how are we gonna do it? You know, it's like when the baby's born, it's not just like a fucking stork comes in and gives them their social. You have to fucking send in to the SSA, or what is it called here? The SAA, the SSA, the Social Security Office or whatever. What the fuck? Easy money sniper. What happened to ask not what your country can do for you and what you can do for your country with the 5? For real. How are we going to do it? I don't know. How does every other country do it? How do you technically do it right now? You have to fucking send in to get the paperwork. Like, hello?
It's cited in our brief. What SSA says is there's currently a system where, for example, Social Security numbers are generated based on the birth certificate. They say this can still be, for the vast majority of instances, completely transparent. You will still get a...
No, not transparent. I'm just talking about the particulars, because now you say your rule turns on whether the person intended to stay in the United States, and I think Justice Barrett brought this up. So are we bringing pregnant women in for depositions? What are we doing to figure this out?
No, as I pointed out earlier, the executive order turns on lawfulness of status. So if you give birth to a baby in the hospital right now,
oh my
it's
God.
the birth certificate in the system.
Oh my God. Can anything go fucking right for me? Now my flight is apparently going to be delayed, and based on the time that it's leaving and everything, like, I'm fucked. I'm not going to be able to pick up my rental or anything. I'm just going to have to, like, sleep in the fucking airport when I get there. Trying to stay calm. Ooh, calm. I'm not angry. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Nothing goes the way I want it to go, but that is being an adult.
Opportunity. There's apparently no opportunity then for the person to prove or to say that they actually intended to stay in the United States.
Absolutely not. The opposite is true. Their opportunity to dispute if they think they were wrongly denied.
Just go get like a bag and scream into it.
After the fact. After the
Zeno the Stoic with the 5 for the poutine fund. Thank you. I do want to get a poutine when I'm there.
through the
I do want
process.
to get one.
And the way that, I mean, I'm summarizing because I'm not an expert in
Yes.
computers, but there's a computer program that currently automatically generates a social security number. SSA says, look, a social security number, non-citizens can have them if they have work authorization, so it doesn't prove citizenship. We'll give you a social security number, provided that the system automatically checks the immigration status of the parents, which there are robust databases for, and then it appears no different to the vast majority of birthing parents.
Thank you.
Thank you, counsel.
Help.
Ms. Wong?
Mr. Chief Justice, and may it please the court, ask any American what our citizenship.
There's no point crying over spilt milk, right? There's nothing you can do. Like, this is like, you can't even call the airline and bitch and complain because this is just the way it is.
Rule is, and they'll tell you.
For the
Everyone born
airport
here is a
beers,
citizen
thank
alike.
you.
That rule was enshrined in the 14th Amendment.
Will I
to
still
put
be
it out of
charged
reach.
for the rental though? I don't think so. They might knock a day off or something. I don't know, because you technically order it in advance and then you pay when you get there, because they swipe your credit card and they take your license and stuff and they look at you. Easy money, sniper. God forbid I fall in love with a woman from a different country or in the States without papers and we choose to have a baby. Is it GG's for my baby? Well, that's the thing. Like, are you in the United States? Like, if one person's a citizen, like, it kind of makes more sense. But, like, what my understanding is that they're targeting people who just literally come into the States. Neither of them is an American citizen. They give birth, and the child is now an anchor baby. To me, that's what they're going after here. And I believe, like, that kind of makes sense. It should be, like, a case-by-case basis. Because I would imagine, you know, given on some person's circumstances, I'm sure there'd be, like, a 0.2% case where there's this fringe case where the baby has to be a citizen. Like, what if during childbirth the mother dies, you know? I think we're going to have to keep the kid, you know? That kind of makes sense. There's going to be loopholes to this, but, like, for the most part, it's just to stop anchor babies.
Of any government official to destroy. When the government tried to strip Mr. Wong Kim Ark's citizenship on largely the same grounds they raised today, this court said no. 30 years after ratification, this court held that the 14th Amendment
On the
embodies
Nyakuza moon base, you have to submit paperwork to Chair Sama to get citizenship. If they find your paperwork to be having flaws, they just kick you out of the airlock. Like, get the fuck out of here.
English common law rule.
You become a moon rock.
Virtually everyone born on U.S. soil is subject to its jurisdiction and is a citizen. It excludes only those cloaked with a fiction of extraterritoriality because they are subject to another sovereign's jurisdiction, even when they're in the United States. A closed set of exceptions to an otherwise universal rule. My friend has now clearly said that the government is not asking you to overrule Wong Kim Ark.
There's
That
a
is fatal
Chinese guy who's had 100 kids by surrogate, all with birthright citizenship. And see, like, at that point, too, I guess you'd have to start, like, what, do you take him to trial? Because, like, if he's surrogating with American women, then, like, do you try and hold them accountable? Like, I don't know. That's a great example of, I don't know how you'd handle that. You know.
in session, because Wong Kim Ark's controlling rule of decision precludes their parental domicile requirement. The dissent understood that, and the majority tells us 6 times.
Oh my
in
God,
the
Chair
opinion
Sama
that domicile
decides,
is
salute to Dutch and Bendikstar, who've done nothing wrong. Dutch and Bendikstar are nothing but nice people, and for whatever reason, Chair Sama hates their fucking guts. Although he does always call... Dutch, I know, calls Chair Sama a demon chair, in which case, kind of makes sense she hates him. But, Major Tom Sawyer with the 5, a palate cleanser for the delayed flight. Dude.
I'm a big fan of
Joe Rogan meets Joe Rogan. I love this. I fucking love this. This is a classic. There's a few good edits like this. Good. You have great taste. Not just because I find this funny to begin with, but let's watch some Joe Rogan talking to Joe Rogan.
legalization. Yeah, obviously. Boom, and we're live. Yeah, you need it. You can't really just go au natural.
Yeah.
You can't. I didn't want to fanboy out when I met you, but I'm a huge fan. Dude. Yeah.
Dude.
You like the edibles to go to sleep, right? Half a hit. That's what you need. Like just a little. Just where you're like, okay. Like 10 of these accidentally. Not even accidentally. I did it on purpose. 1,000 milligrams of THC.
No worries.
Makes you more aware, more considerate. Yes. Thinking about more possibilities. I mean, that's what people call paranoia. But there's just a lot of people that have this idea that pot smokers are dumb and lazy and a problem. and they don't understand. There's a lot of pot smokers like you or like me that work hard as fuck and are just adults. It's definitely not crazy. No. It's marijuana. It's legal. It's good for you. Sitting up here with these jumbo sprays, the breast ring.
The sprays, so many sprays.
It's the end of the world. Yeah.
Who would win a fight between Joe Rogan and Joe Rogan? Like, clearly Joe Rogan.
Smoke pot. It's okay. I'm going to be so high, I'm
The
barely going to be able to
Warhammer
talk.
Joe Rogan
Yeah,
edits
this is
are
a podcast.
amazing.
You can do anything. What milligram
I've seen
edibles
that,
you taking?
the
If you looked at all
Alex
the
Jones
zeros on that number, you wouldn't even be able to wrap your head around it. You'd be like, what? What's a billion? How many zeros is that? At least a million. How many trillions is
Easy money with the 5. If Papa Gundo and Blokey Mane had a baby, would it be an anchor baby? And also, would I be the baby's godmother, Nyanus? That's a good question, because technically Blokey Mane would be the one giving birth, right? And I don't think Blokey Mane likes me because she blocked me. So I don't know if she would allow me to be the godmother to their child. That's a good question. I'd love to be, but we'll see. We'll see. Holy fuck. Chuck Norris. I think he's gone full schizo. I love how white shirt Rogan is kind of red.
in a billion? What? There's no way. When you smoke weed, you ever get paranoid? Yeah. OMG, we're so alike. 100%. 100%. Yeah. When chimps attack people, they rip your dick off. And they're like, yeah, no, we don't trust you. Like, those muscles are like corded steel. To rip your dick off, they pull your eyes out. It's one of the things they do. They know what to attack. Did you ever see that, Jamie? Does happen sometimes. You ever seen what one looks like without their hair? What do you got, Jamie? Look at this. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Look at his balls.
Fucking
Jesus
Bert
Christ.
Kreischer.
Look at the size of the sack on that guy.
That's a chimp with mange. That's what that is. Or some sort of
A
a
chimp with
disease where his hair
mange.
falls off, where you really see their anatomy. We look at that and go, oh, yeah, it's like a bodybuilder. No, no, no. That's a chimpanzee. I mean, that's our closest relative. If that thing decides to bite you, it's a wrap. Yeah.
Shit.
People eat them, apparently. Oh, really? Apparently they hunt them in Arizona. Huh. Yeah. I mean, after seeing this, it's just like, I don't think I can hunt that. I'd have to be pretty hungry to eat one of those. Yeah.
Had to be pretty
A
hungry.
moose is like twice the size of an elk. They're giant. I've shot a moose. Really?
Yeah, moose
I
are
ate
huge.
it. Holy shit. I'm really good at that.
Walking around on fucking
Moose is
stilts.
fantastic. Moose and elk are real similar. It's got an amazing taste to it. Yeah. They scream, man, like a Lord of the Rings sound. It's like, craziest animal of all time. Look, there's people that eat carnivore diet. This is the most recent one where they only eat meat. Somebody went to your page and it says, paleo and lifestyle expert. As soon as you have that word paleo, people go, oh, fuck. Well, paleo is real simple. It's not going to do any damage. Paleo is just real food. Paleo just means no grain and no rice. That's all it means. Yeah, but just no preservatives, just meat, chicken, fish, vegetables. Meat, chicken, fish, vegetables, there's nothing wrong with that. There's not. How about a ball of meat that gives you butter?
What? A ball of meat that gives you butter.
That's going to be a real thing. That's going to be one day.
A ball of meat that gives you butter.
Did you see Ex Machina? Yeah. It was like the happiest moment of my life. It's like, it's so inspirational. It's really good. Yeah. We're going to get to some virtual reality environment where it is so titanically bizarre and so incredibly realistic that whatever the fuck happens in the regular world is going to lose its significance. It's going to slowly lose significance. So once we accept virtual reality, regular life is going to be so mundane because you're going to be able to create artificial environments like Avatar World, like you're flying through 2001: A Space Odyssey, you're hanging out with the chimps, you're going to have haptic suits on that give you feedback, it's going to be tied into your central nervous system, it's going to recreate smells and feels, and that's all going to happen. It's not a matter of whether it's going to happen, it's a matter of when is it going to happen. Did I ever show you the picture of the tree that was growing in my toilet pipe? Yeah. I will never sell out 50,000 people in Philadelphia like Kevin Hart did. So fuck this. No, don't go away! Don't go away! Ah, fuck!
Why would he do that? Come back. Damn. Damn, dog. I can't believe Joe Rogan would do that to Joe Rogan. That's disrespectful. It's disrespectful and frankly, not very nice. I just want my Gundams. I just want to go play Halo. Just want to go play Halo. What else is new and exciting in the world? Artemis 2 launch, watch party in Downey highlights. Local astronaut. Supreme Court strikes down conversion therapy ban. Wagyu is a ball of meat that gives butter. Essentially, that fat is better than butter. Wagyu, but we have Halo, Nyanus. Screw Halo, your friend's in an operation. I just want to go play Halo. I just want to go play Halo. You. What is new and fucking happening in the world? How's DSP? Okay, so last night, I guess, during the secret stream, we watched a clip, and I kind of want to watch it again because it's just that unhinged. And I just really want to get the message out there because, like, Asmin Gold needs to hear it. What is this, too? What? Huh? On my way there? A Stanford study found that people who played Pokemon heavily as kids developed a small region of the brain that responds specifically to Pokemon characters. Researchers scanned adults who grew up playing on Game Boy and showed them images of Pokemon like Pikachu and Bulbasaur. Their brains lit up in the exact same spot, a consistent area in the visual cortex tied to recognizing specific categories of objects. The reason comes down to childhood. When you are young, your brain is more flexible, and spending hours memorizing hundreds of similar-looking Pokemon essentially trained it to carve out space just for them. Fuck yeah, baby. Let's go. It's probably like a long-term memory storage back there too, though. Like, you know, it's probably just a bit fudged, but I like it. We're built better. Childhood. 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 KitKat enlisting consumers to find their 12 tons of stolen goods. It feels like a psyop. You know what? I'm going to say it. The KitKat theft is a psyop to put KitKat back on the map. They're objectively shit now. Anything Nestle or any of these chocolate companies are producing, it's all garbage, man. Reese cups aren't the same. Nothing's the same as it was when we were kids. They've cheapened the chocolate recipe. Fuck it. No, it's all a psyop. I refuse to believe anyone stole the Kit Kats. And if they did it so they could drive the truck off of a cliff and get rid of it. You know, so people would stop eating all this garbage. It's not chocolate. It's not real chocolate anymore. You have to give up on it. I've tried Reese cups like a few times and I've just completely given up on them. Like, because when you get them and you bite in, it's not what you're expecting anymore. Fuck it. It's disgusting. Yeah, chocolate flavored wax with corn syrup. It's all waxy and shit. They took it, they just took it away. They took away the metal foil on Kit Kats. That did used to be a thing, and they were much fresher. You know? It was me, I stole the Kit Kats. Now I'm going to take a break. Shit. I guess someone was just trying to retire, huh? They're like, I need a break. I need a long break. But anyways,
Hello.
Let's just revisit this clip for anyone who wasn't in the secret stream last night. You know, I think it's really important that we spread this message far and wide. Please, can you get Asmin Gold on the phone? He's needed. He won't want to miss this birthday bash, this birthday bonanza. You know, this is a once in a lifetime invite. You know, he'll be really upset. If he learns after the date that he missed out, like he'll be like, I don't even want to see what had happened, you know? Dude, a broken heart is hard to heal.
Hello, everyone on the internet. I'm making it formally known that on Monday, April 6th, I'm doing a birthday marathon here on DSP Gaming. All right? I'm going to be playing games and having fun, having some drinks, having a cake and all kinds of stuff on my birthday. I am formally inviting Asmin Gold, if he is broadcasting that day at the same time I am, to briefly come on the marathon stream and have a quick conversation to catch up and see how he's doing, and I'll let him know how I'm doing, if he's interested. And if he's not, that's fine, but this is the only way I will ever get his attention is if I formally do it like this. I know that if I send him a DM somewhere, like on X or Discord, he'll never see it, all right? So send this his way. Let Asmin Gold know he's formally invited to be a quick guest. This will not be a giant interview or anything, but he can be a quick guest at any time during the day when I'm broadcasting.
Well, how generous. How generous of you, DSP. He can be a quick guest as long as he's also streaming that day. He can pop by for a couple minutes and you guys can catch up. Shoot the shit like you used to back in college when you were best friends, right? Oh, wait. Poor little Phil. I don't think anyone will show up. It's so cringy, a grown man asking for attention. It gives me chills. It gives me legitimate chills. Beg harder, DSP snort. Why does DSP even want Asmin on his channel outside of the clout? It's just the clout. Because when Asmin interacted with DSP for a couple days, he was making good money. There was like stream after stream where he was like making like $700, over $1,000. Like his king tax was just ticking. But then he did this thing where he couldn't stop being himself, you know? So all the lies he spread on the Asmin Gold segment that he shared, they all slowly came to the surface and people just slowly drifted away from him. There was a few people that are like, oh wow, this is pretty cool, like I don't see why, and then they all just kind of disappeared. Yikes. DSP is so magnanimous. He is just the best. Okay, the best thing ever would be Asmin to say yes, but actually have Gundam show up instead. Oh my god, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. It makes sense. Poor dude. Seems like he needs more coattails. He does.
The broadcast will start roughly around 11 a.m. Pacific time and probably go all the way till like 9 p.m. Pacific time on Monday, April 6th. Okay? Formal announcement, formal invite to Asmin Gold. If he wants to come on, it's okay if he doesn't. I won't have any hard feelings.
It literally like pierces my soul. It just feels like hot metal on my soul. The cringe. It hurts. It's tough. What is his... There we go. I fucking tweeted him. Where's my invite? Why am I not... I can't even go. That's the funny part. I'm going to be in Canada. It's frickin' Easter Monday. Why would... Huh? I'd rather go to church. Anyways. Where's my invite? I hope Asmin does not miss his chance for the DSP bump. Dude. For real. For fucking real. Amazing. Tweeting at Asmin probably won't help. It'll have to get posted on the Roach Ranch or Reddit. No, exactly. He's like so fucking big. Like, I'm not even that big. And when I leave my Twitter for like 15 to 20 minutes, an hour, like I'm maxed out on my notifications because it only counts up to 20, 21 before it's like an infinity and beyond. Because, like, some people could like your stuff. There could be people leaving comments. Like, if you get a follow, like, it adds up pretty quickly. You don't even have to be, like, huge. you know, because everything you post could get interactions. If you've made like 3 or 4 different posts in the past day, it's like, that's it. You know, it doesn't take much, and bam, your notifications are full. So I couldn't imagine, like, if he gets thousands of interactions on his posts, like he probably just refreshes and it's just chock full of brand new ads. So I just saw a Twitter post that Adi Shankar just got the rights to Berserk. I pray this is a joke. It's got to be. It is April Fool's. It's April Fool's. It's got to be April Fool's. It's just got to be. It's just got to be. Doubt he would want to bother with DSP, but who knows? He might want to troll him. That's what I'm thinking. Like, just because people assume he wouldn't show up makes me think that Asmin Gold might just show up. What?
Police respond to it.
What? How is this real life? How is this real? The title is Florida Mom Dumped 5-year-old Son in Park? A boy alone on the playground crying and saying his mother sometimes left him there as punishment? What? Wow. I mean, you don't even have to watch the video. The neglectful mother doing drugs. My God. Oh, my. Hey. Don't believe anything stupid you see today, except for me. Believe me. Believe me. That's a little late for prom night dumpster, baby. Even in 3 Discord servers with only a few hundred people, I almost never get anything unless someone directly ats me, and even then it's a 50-50. Yeah, it's like, you know, there's a lot. A lot going on online all of the time. Yo, my bigger. Hi, how's it going? How's it going, King Monkey? Bigot Berry in the house. That's a little late. Cat is authentic news. It's authentic. It's El Dante news here. All right? Only the best. Only the best of the best. Only the most truthful news here. News you can trust. News you can use. What is this? I need to understand what this means when they say words. Matt Gaetz, there is an alien hybrid breeding program. Is Matt Gaetz trying to be the next Alex Jones?
Money! Yeah, baby!
Is it happening? Snoopy Diz with the 10. Thank you. Asmin is invited for a short time only, but if there isn't enough support, he may have to leave. Anyways, here's some support. I mean, we all know that Asmin needs that bump, all right? Asmin desperately needs the notoriety because he's really been falling off lately. Holy crap, man. If he says no to DSP, I don't know what he's thinking. You know, what a terrible decision for his business going forward. Thank you, Snoopy Diz, for the 10. I'll put it in my pocket, and I'll never forget your kindness. Are alien hybrid citizens? Oh, shit. You're right. I had someone come and brief me who was in military uniform, worked for the United States Army, and was briefing me on the locations of hybrid breeding programs where captured aliens were breeding with humans to create some hybrid race that could engage in intergalactic communication. An actual uniformed member of the United States Army briefed me on that. Was that like before or after you did the drugs?
I think the most important information will be the biologics that are not human. That
sometimes people just, you know, there every once in a while there's something that goes through Congress where they're like talking about aliens, and it comes out that the guy's just like kind of crazy. And then when you make outlandish claims like this, it's kind of like, I mean, it brings notoriety to your name, money, you know. Outrage sells, and crazy stories and headlines, they kind of sell.
Have been discovered, and like even some of the briefings that aren't classified just need to be out in the public. I mean, I had someone come and brief me who was in a military uniform, worked for the United States Army, that was briefing me on the locations of hybrid breeding programs.
Again, too, just because someone's wearing a United States military uniform, it really doesn't mean anything. Like who? Like, do they have a rank? Or is it a general? Is it a starred general? Like who? Who in the, like, you know, how many fucking random soldiers exist, and like many could just have schizophrenia? Like, I don't understand. Someone, okay, so someone in a military uniform came and said that. Like, who? It's so funny. I volunteer to bang the aliens for science, for America. Husky Ninja, a real patriot.
captured aliens were
Zeno the Stoic with the 5. Smuggle me some Canadian bacon. I was considering smuggling back maple syrup for a maple syrup giveaway. You know, a little piece of Canada. You know, since we're going to go to war and America is going to be invading Canada soon and we won't be friends, you know, your maple syrup stores will be cut off at the knees. You know, this might be your last chance.
Meeting with humans to create some hybrid race that could engage in intergalactic communication. An actual uniformed member of the United States Army briefed me on that.
Non-human biologic.
I can't believe he's so excited while he said that.
Interracial alien mating? What the F is going on? Look, wait a second. You had whistleblowers tell you this kind of thing? Can you please unpack that?
Yeah, I had a guy who was
yeah, trust me, bro. A guy came, you know, one time I was going fishing. I've told you about this. His name was Keith, and he started telling me about the swamp ape that lived outside of his house. You know, am I supposed to believe that that story's actually true? He came over and he was just like, he couldn't help himself. He was talking about how, like, at night, I mean, he never saw it. He said he never saw it, but he could hear the swamp ape at night. You know, its mating calls. And swamp ape, of course, being a descendant of the Bigfoot line. All right? And so I should have believed Keith for every word he said to me, you know, because why would anyone ever lie? There's no such thing as liars.
Who was uniformed. He was a senior enlisted with the United States Army, came into my office in Crestview, Florida, in a non-classified setting. I had members of my staff there. And what they explained is that the military...
Every single time Husbanus, like, interacts with people in the military, he tries to ask about aliens, and no one's ever given him any information on aliens. And, like, a lot of people are like, I mean, I've looked into it, and there's nothing, you know? Not to be a party pooper.
Program where aliens that were living were in forced breeding programs.
Anyone who knows anything about biology too, like, you know how difficult it is to have interspecies birth? Like, you have to have so many things line up, and it just doesn't work for most species. Like, horses and zebras work, I think. You can, because you can, like, you know, there's enough similarity, but there's actually, like, there's not a lot you can do to interbreed.
With humans that had been
chromosomes have to match
from war zones and from even
you can't have something with like 28 match, you know, with like a 16 or
now,
something.
Now, again, I didn't verify this, but what the whistleblower was telling me is that there were like between 6 and 12 locations around the country where this happened, and what he wanted was a group members of Congress to all show up at the same time at all of these different locations so that any of those activities could not be moved. And of course, it's a physical impossibility to get members of Congress to simultaneously show up at like 8 locations at one time. And so that never occurred.
Wow. It's totally believable. Happened to a friend of mine. Yeah, that's why there are no human goat hybrids running around in the Middle East. They would love it, but, you know, it just doesn't work. Horse and donkey, too. Time to be an intergalactic breeding pioneer. Take me as... What? I can't even think of the word I was going to say. I started clicking through my back ends and just lost my sentence. Brain dead. Brain dead. Look at the raid that came in. Look at all these raid messages. How is it that so many who used to be a part of the admin just became insane? Like, what is that? What is it? What is it about modern politics? This fucking image, too. A woman in a fucking gray alien. It's so silly.
What do you mean non-human biologics? Like this?
Well, that was the testimony of David Grush before the House Oversight Committee, which I joined, and the testimony was that in crashes of craft that had been recovered by the CIA and through a special program that the CIA had for crash recovery, that it wasn't just, you know, the.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I volunteer as tribute, and then like I got lost reading fucking messages from other backends. If aliens really wanted to interbreed with us, I'd be very, very worried. It means they are up to something, right? Do not.
Hard materials. It was also biologics, but that they couldn't identify a human source of those biologics.
Benny's face. I didn't even realize his faces. That's so funny. That's another thing too. Like having been around people who have like top secret and like understanding things that are classified and non-classified, like you wouldn't be talking about it if it was classified. Like that's not how this works. Like you don't get to just say shit because then it's going to come back to you then. Like this,
I think the most important...
That's how you know it's bullshit. Grays like him bald. That's the way they like him. Tall and bald. He lost the plot. Why did I come into this segment? Because you love aliens. Because you love aliens and one day wish to birth an alien hybrid child. Do not the aliens. But why not? Don't you like them when they're a little gray and slippery? You know? That's the best. What is this? Here, let's take a brief break here. 17 seconds.
Again. I clearly remember taking it back.
That is the real magic.
The Yoshi noise they edited in. Ba-dang.
That is the real magic carpet.
Jesus. I didn't need to see a grown man licking a cup. Holy moly. I just wanted to talk about this briefly just because, like, I'm so tired of headlines doing this. Special ed teacher admits to having sex with 2 students. Once with both in the same room. I made a mistake. Why is it when women do something, it's sex? If a guy did this, it would be grape. How is this not grape? How is this just sex? You know, that sounds so innocent. Like, oh, she did nothing wrong. You know? Nina's never heard of the Anunnaki face bigger. I know the Anunnakis. My friend's mom was like super into the Anunnaki for a while and like believed in like an alien race that was going to come, you know, and like do something to Earth. I don't really get it, but it's how she got the name the Mothership. I always refer to their mom as the Mothership, and they also refer to their mom as the Mothership. She's no longer believing it, but Mothership nonetheless. Double standards. Special grooms. Do not question the agenda, Cat. My bad. My bad. Nyanus wishes she was that cup. Steve? You're banned. That, I don't need to know. I don't think, no. No. You know DSP doesn't do that to Cat. No. Rockwell Hardness tested Boopus. God damn it. Why would you ever even... Steve I am? You're on thin ice. You're on thin ice, Buster. The more I hear about aliens, the more I think they are interdimensional demons trying to fool us. That's what they are. Unless you're an alien, Rockwell Hardness tested Boopus, that would explain a lot about you. This is exactly what an alien would say to get people off of the scent over the fact that they're an alien. Something you want to tell us? Special ed teacher allows bukkake perform during recess. No! I made a mistake. I hate when people get into sexual deviancy, you know, into SA situations. I hate that I can't speak properly because I'm on YouTube, and if you actually try and cover the news, if there are bad things in the news, it spanks you for it. I hate when people say, like, oh, I made a mistake. Like you don't accidentally do this. Like, it takes quite a bit of planning and, you know, acting it out. That's the plot of Doom Eternal. Cat tastes robust, or so he's heard. Special ed teacher admits to having sex with 2 students, once with both in the same room. Oh, wow. High school special ed teacher allegedly admitted to having sex with 2 16-year-old students once they were in the same room. Once when they were in the same room. Wisconsin World Studies teacher Nadia Horn, 22, admitted to having sex with both pupils, including 3 times with the one who told cops they did everything sexual you can do with a person, according to a police complaint. on Monday. The first victim was in the room when she first had sex with the other boy too, with the teacher groping him before he left them at it, according to the disturbing documents. How does she look like that police officer that was like railing the whole squad?
Money! Yeah, baby!
The Bang Bus Special Ed Edition, the Bang Short Bus. Steve A.M. working his way back into my good graces with a $2. Thank you. Thank you. I'm starting to find forgiveness in my heart. Funny how that works. Your ice has gotten just a little thicker. I'm Hostradamus. Special ed? Yeah. 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 Spilling your coffee is a mistake. This is a crime against humanity. Yes. I'm so like, oh, oopsie. Like, you know, sometimes you hear men say the same shit over like grape cases. And like, how? You don't like slip and fall onto a dick and or your dick into a thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is just so stupid. I made a mistake, the teacher allegedly told cops in her interview, wildly claiming that the teacher-pupil sex felt mutual. Ew. Horn's confession came after she was seen weeping in her mugshot as cops said they were investigating her for several victims. Horn bought her first victim an iPhone 14 in January when he said he was unable to Snapchat her. Holy fuck. Then sent him very revealing snaps and asked him to meet outside of school, the document said. Oh, I made a mistake. I accidentally slipped and fell and bought an iPhone 14 and gave it to him, and then I slipped again and sent him nudes. Oh, man, you don't understand. Your Honor, I was sunbathing unclothed, of course, and he was too, and then I got up to leave and I fell on his member 45 times with a steady rhythm. You see how I'm innocent in all this, right? And yeah, maybe we did it a couple other times, but those were accidents too. It's never happened to you? I guess I'm just a normie. I just don't understand too. Like, you're a normal looking girl. Like, you can just go get a consensual relationship with an adult. Why do you need to have this weird power dynamic where you're with an underage student? Wood chipper. It's some sick shit. It's like you're taking advantage of your position as a teacher. I shouldn't be asking you this, but will you come over? She allegedly messaged him. Horn brought both victims to her home to hang out before allegedly having sex with the second boy. She admitted that a third student was also at her apartment and admitted to giving the boys wine, but denied supplying them with drugs. Oh, good. Phew. I almost thought you were a monster. Horn also wildly claimed she didn't feel as if she was taking advantage of the boys. I just gave them wine and cell phones, and I was their teacher, and, you know, I wasn't taking advantage of them, I swear. I swear. I know it sounds like that, and it looks like that, and it is like that. But trust me, I'm a woman, and women don't lie, right? Believe all women. Remember hashtag believe all women. I arrest my case. Your Honor. Some legit sociopath BS. No, and like, again, like, I just, where is just the nastiness in the writing? Like, instead of being so impartial and just trying to give the news as it is, like, I kind of want to see some, like, dissent. Just calling it sex, too, is, like, gross. It's grape. It's not sex. Horn has been hit with second-degree sexual charge, 2 counts of child enticement, and 2 counts of sexual assault on a child by someone who works with kids or volunteers. The teacher is suspended without pay, appeared at a Wisconsin court hearing Monday, and is set to be in court on May 20th. She posted a $15,000 bond and is released from jail. Ew. Ew. I guess I can guess who the boys are. Jeez. The article writer, nice. I'm late as usual, was doing some AI art on Grok. How dare you be late, Dutch? How dare you? You're fired. I'm just kidding. You don't even get paid. Sensationalism in journalism sells. It's true. Sup, Neanderlands? Hey, how's it going? Hey, primals from Primelandia. Liver King here. Not feeling so Liver King-like today. I look Liver King-like, though. Looks, that's what matters. Charlatan version of me used to say. But what really matters, and what's stronger than time, Principles. Principles. And you don't get ready for the storm or war when war presents itself. You're always ready. Always. Even if you don't look good, you feel good. And it's not just decorative. More to the tribe. Yeah, boy, fist bump pound, what do you do? Lock it down. King time. King time. King time. Oh my goodness, it's like two of my like least favorite commentators together. Do you guys want to be tortured? Do you guys want to be tortured? You can give me $50 to not cover this. I'm just kidding. There's no amount of money that won't make me hit play for at least a little bit. I need to know. How does this make you feel? How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? Tell me your feelings, chat. You want me to hit play? Lock it down. I love torture. Hit me. Hit me. I haven't even hit play on this. I haven't listened to any of it. It's a 3-minute clip. 3 minutes and 15 seconds. No! No, please, no! No! Beg me. Do they kiss? There's only one way to find out, huh? Let's see what happens. 3 more supers for chat, for Cat in a Hat. Dude, I didn't even promise a hat. You guys are just assuming that a hat's going to show up if we meet the goal. What did I even say the goal is? I'll smile. So fucking dumb. Playing this clip is not good and true.
Do you think that might be connected? I mean, you have AOC, Rokana, other prominent progressives, right, appearing on your show, people like Bernie Sanders backing candidates on the campaign alongside you. But when many of them are pressed on specific comments, whether it be about Jews and Israel, most of them won't address those comments directly. Like, do you think that the elected officials who associate with you publicly but won't defend specific things you've said, like, does that stand out to you? Do you think that's just playing the game? What's your take there?
I think I should never be the conversation. So I think it's totally appropriate for these politicians to be like, guys, there's going to be things that we disagree with. And there are things that we disagree with, not on the issue of...
I mean, I call them cattle and fucking retards for it, but I mean, that's beyond the point. How I despise Phil. Tiny head. Tiny head. Aw, come on, this isn't very Liver King of you. I mean, we haven't hit the goals yet. I think, why are we here on this earth if not to suffer? I am old enough to remember when Phil wasn't a shill. Yeah, no, I used to, like, back in high school, I watched him more often. Remember? And he would always have, like, what was at the end of the segment, but you can't do this anymore because it's too bigoted for modern society. But he would, like, show, like, the hottest girl of the day or something. What did he call that segment? It all went away. Oh, my goodness. Brother, you make yourself the conversation. Yeah, he does. He literally gets puff pieces written about him. And he's like, the conversation should never be about me. The way he acts when he's being interviewed is like a completely different person. This guy is a fucking psychopath. A psychopath. My reaction to the last article you read. Part of me thought he was reasonable.
Quote unquote Jews, obviously. But like, there are going to be differences in opinions. It's healthy, it's normal, it's understandable, right? So I think they're just covering their bases by being like, it doesn't matter if we have disagreements, I'm gonna talk to this person. I think they're just trying to...
I love the screaming cowboy. I love the screaming cowboy in space. That's amazing.
Signal it in a way that is like the most
That's
appealing
how I'm
to
sure
the
most people feel when I put this on the screen.
broadest base. I don't expect politicians to just like run around and defend every clip out of context.
The clips aren't out of context too. Is it not interesting that Hassan runs the same defense DSP runs? Everything you clip of me is out of context, And the things that he says are not just euphemisms though. You can't clip it out of context if they're verbatim saying what the clip says they're saying. You know what I mean? Like, I could see if you cut around and you play like 10 seconds here, then you skip 2 minutes and you play a bit more and you really try and fudge what they're saying, that would be clipped out of context. But clipping someone saying something and posting it is not out of context because you usually can infer the context because the clip keeps going. you know? They make it sound like it's just like little 15-second blurbs that are being caught, like one sentence, you know? Like last night on the stream, I jokingly said that, what was it, that I was not the master race for being white, the superior race, you know what I mean? And so what would be is if someone clipped that one little blurb, you know, and they put it out there and they said, this is what she said and she meant it, you know? And they would have cut out the beginning and end where I like led into the joke or just, you know, was yapping with chat when it happened. That's clipped out of context, you know? Clipping someone for like 5 minutes as they spurg out, that's not out of context. Clipping someone as they say America deserved 9/11, that's not out of context. Like, you actually did say those words. Like, the backpedaling is crazy. He doesn't deserve to be in this country. This guy clearly hates America. And like the way that he tries to play words and like just lie, because again, like, he knows that Philip isn't going to give him a hard time. He knows Phil's not going to fucking grill him. So he's fine. He's like, I'm just going to lie my way through this. Like, oh, I don't really care if it's about me. And, you know, people can disagree with me. Like, no. People can't disagree with you. We've seen what happens when people disagree with you. You, like, wish violence upon them. You know? You say things like the streets should run with their blood. You're fucking insane. Yeah, Schrodinger's clipper. He banks on his followers accepting his word as gospel, even if they watch the streams he's referencing. The cognitive dissonance is wild. It is. It is. He's such a disingenuous fuckboy. Yeah, the gun you pulled on stream was out of context. Sure. I should buy a cowboy hat. It's just all those damn Hassan detractors. Those dang detractors just clipping him out of context.
They're not, they're not my fans, right? These are people that I work with. These are people that I want to fight for an agenda, and they are fighting for an agenda, so I support them. And
he called all of America cattle the other day, by the way. You know, he's just so down to earth and
if they
rational.
stop fighting for an agenda, I will stop supporting them. But at the end of the day, this is an insincere conversation. So I do appreciate any kind of defense, because I understand, or at least they understand, that this battle is for who gets to retain control over the party.
There are millions of young people who watch you. They align with your politics. They feel deep, like completely locked out of the Democratic Party. If Democrats decide that you're radioactive, they cut ties, they keep pushing you, what do you think happens to those voters? Where do they go? What do they do?
I think we just go back to square one, right? I mean, that was like how it was in 2016. I don't care if politicians in general are just like, oh, I don't want to be along. I don't want to appear alongside this person. My commentary is not going to change, right? Like, this is not about my own personal feelings. Will it signal to me in some ways that like they are running scared, which I do think is a big problem.
Running scared. These people don't want to kill their fellow Americans. Pussies. What? Anxiety with the 2. So you think I wouldn't help you reach the goal? You're wrong. Why, thank you, sir. You snuck out of work to give me money. I appreciate that. Massive Doge with the $4.99. No, we're not doing that. You're getting called a slur. Sam lied. Jack the Tech with the 5. In-flight Chardonnay tax. Have a safe trip. I never get an in-flight drink. I'm too cheap for that. I try to drink up front at the bar before I get on my flight, so I don't have to pay the in-flight Chardonnay tax, so to speak. I appreciate the 5, though. That'll go to my beer money. Sweet, sweet, sweet beer. Steve I Am for the hat and coffee for Dad Anus. You guys just expect a hat, even though I said all I would give you is a smile. And look, we've reached the goals. We've reached the goals. You know what that means, kids? You know what that means? You get a smile. Okay, ready? You ready? I'm going to get really big. I'm going to get really big for you, okay? Okay, ready? Ready? Thank you. Thank you. That's exactly what you wanted, right? You like it when I'm this big? You want me to stay this big? Oh, I went out of my screen. trying to eat your fucking chats. Is this everything you wanted? Does it feel worth the money? Are you getting your money's worth? I would argue that Philip putting on a vest is also not much of a reward. So, I mean. Whoa, goal met. Check that out. Look at that. Good morning, Lord of Donuts. Good morning, Lord of the Donuts. Yeah, eat that message. I can put also a hat on. I can also put a hat on. Oh my God, can I not speak today? Why can't I speak? Why would you guys do this to me? Why would you make me so retarded? Can I just blame you guys for this? Gigamax Nyanus. Donuts. Stay there, I'm almost done. What kind of suspicious shit are you up to, son? Jurassic anus. We should have a stream with large Nyanus and little Gundam. Imagine I'm just this big and he's tiny. Like he can be itty bitty on screen. Like he can be like a...
Money! Yeah, baby, yeah!
Like we're talking as tiny as he can get. Hi. All right, guys. All right, guys. We're going to continue the stream now. The goals have been met. Thank you for meeting the goals. And now you get tiny Nyanus. My tiny Nyanus on display. Yeah? Pretty quality content right here, huh? Pretty good quality content. You're welcome. Here at the Nyanus stream, you really get what you pay for. You know? Little Barbie doll Nyanus in the corner here. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that worth the money? Rare full body anus. Fuck, I came back and someone has stretched out the anus. Holy shit. Without her feet. She denies us the feet. Look it, because it's just little shoes. It's not like the dogs are not out. The dogs are not out. Your legs move too? Very, very little. It's a really cheap model. They kind of just spread out a little bit when I position myself, but she slides a lot. She's pint-sized. Where's her feet? She's got no feet. Hey guys, Chris Gore is a guest on today's Nerdrotic Nooner. I really like Chris Gore from his DVD Doomsday days. Phrasing. You should make a small voice to match it and make a little bit. You want me to be all the way down here? Feet are hard to draw. Hello. I have to I should get further away from the microphone. She's still tall when she's small. It's not a very good tiny voice. I don't know how to make a tiny voice. Phrasing. Phrasing. Remove the shoes. It's not possible. It's not possible. You think I can just show toes?
With even some of our best candidates so far.
Donnie Wilmick is asking me to do blackface so I get canceled. Will I ever get a tan Nyanus like Chocolate Pippa? I saw people on Twitter simping for brown Pippa, and I can understand. This is a good question. These are solid questions. There you go. There you go. You want to cancel me? How's that make you feel? It feels wrong. Because why is the underglow still so bright? How's that make you feel? Donnie Wilmick, are you getting your money's worth here? Then I would be your chocolate star. I can go pretty dark here. That's disturbing. Why is the highlight so white? You know what I mean? Like, what is that? It was never meant to be this dark. Hey, that's pretty good. Fixed your art moment. Yeah, I fixed it. Look it, I'm an inclusive. I'm hitting all the DEI requirements, Nyanus. At least you didn't say chocolate starfish. I could be a chocolate starfish. I'm like Neapolitan ice cream, exactly. A little bit of chocolate, a little bit of strawberry, a little bit of vanilla. A little bit of Nilla. You just look like you're from Jersey Shore. Fuck. Sir Nyanus the Brown. Justin Trudeau. I knew it. You're a Canadian. You just, yeah, it's true. This is my Justin Trudeau phase. Holy shit. Do not redeem. I now get to say the N-word. The N-pass is granted to me now that I am black. Clearly. You know? And my way out of this is that my black chat member told me to do it. Donnie said to do this. All right? This is on Donnie. My eyes. Bro, Ninus, it looks like you got gunked with Nutella. The highlight really ruins it for me. I don't know how to set that highlight. But anyways. I'll probably go draw tan Nyanus to get my vision across. Oh, am I too dark? Wow, imagine. From a black man saying, no, that's too dark. That's crazy. That's crazy. Being Canadian, I'm simply assuming that's maple syrup. Is this tan correct? Remind me of the Japanese women who have darker skin as a fashion statement. One of us, one of us, one of us. I can now join the Black VTuber Awards. It's true. They have to let me in now. What did I come back to? Don't even worry about it. I'm getting myself canceled. One step at a time. I blame Ottawa, as you should. Back to my fucking pearly white. Back to the pearly whites. All right, thanks for playing. Your credit score just went back up 300 points. Oh my fucking God. Garu Nyanus is real? You need a BK crown to use the N pass. It's true. And I didn't have one. I gotta get one of those. I'm slacking over here. That's closer to my skin tone, so I approve. Oh, I see. I see. You're light-skinned. Ah. Trudeau maxing. Moon Biga. Dark mode Nyanus off. You're doing yourself a favor, not art posting on Twitter, Donnie. Who's the guy interviewing Hamas Diddy Piker? It's Philip DeFranco. Philip the Spanko.
Sometimes I think they are too conciliatory, too conceding to these groups that apply a tremendous amount of pressure by way of both the media and through direct phone conversations that they have with candidates. Absolutely, but at the end of the day, beyond that, it says nothing to me. I always repeat to my audience as well. I will have disagreements with even someone like Zoran, who I admire, who I love, who I talk to with regular frequency, but there's going to be disagreements there, right?
Do you have disagreements with Asmin Gold, or you just like perpetually make fun of him because you perceive him to be like lesser than you because he doesn't wear designer clothing, and you have this perceived notion that people, if they don't look good to you, they're not like worth your time. He constantly rags on Asmin Gold for like his looks. He's ripped on like his parents that passed away. Just really understanding. Like, he's such an understanding individual, like really in tune with his empathetic centers. Loves to agree to disagree with people. Zoran, who I love, I knew it. He's gay. He's gay. Zoran is so odd. I can't tell if he wants to be a jihadist or a communist. I don't know.
Day, it's just all about putting the policy in the bag, little bro. Just put the policy in the bag. I don't care. We don't have to be friends. It's great. He's a wonderful guy, but we don't have to be friends. As long as you are fighting for the working class, I'll be there. I'll defend you when you are doing defensible things. And if you're doing indefensible things, I'll criticize you.
Wow, just the good and true fucking Hassan Piker, just, always on the right side of history. He's there. He is the warrior of everything good and true. Jeez, wowee. Who knew? Aren't you guys so happy Hassan is out there protecting you? Doesn't that just make you so happy and like you feel so safe? Oh man, he's just such a calm and understanding guy. He'd never... Oh wait. Americans are so fucking clueless. Holy shit. We are literally cattle country. No wonder Trump's inconsistent messages work. We're running on pure delusion and exceptionalism. Just in response to this, who's winning the Iran war right now? That's it. Just a poll. Just a poll where people are proud of America because they think we're doing good. And he's just like, oh my God, they're so fucking clueless. They're cattle. And again, calling people cattle is like egregious. Like, you think that they're worth slaughter? Like, what is that? There's only one thing you do to cattle. You slaughter them. Like, that's what cattle is. Like, what is that? I hate him. You know? I'll be loyal to you through thin and thin. Through thin and thin. Remember how he tried to make himself the main character when Mumdani won? Yeah. Yeah. He's a weirdo. To be honest, it's a stupid poll. It is a stupid poll. And I think that's why it's also so ridiculous to take just like a nothing burger of a poll. You don't even know who was polled. You know? We went over a poll earlier that said 57% of Canadians were afraid of an American invasion. Who the fuck did you poll to get that outrageous number? Over 50%? No. Because again, I'm telling you, I've gone up to Canada. I've spoken to people. Like, I've never heard that sentiment repeated ever. They had to have polled only like the most liberal of city areas to have gotten such a wacky number. You know? Like, it's like, so to take a poll like that and then to derive from it that everyone in the United States is cattle, you know, worthy of slaughter because of a fucking random ass poll, like, holy cow, man, you need to calm down. Sometimes you milk cattle. Yeah, generally, when people refer to things as cattle, it's because it's slaughter. You know, cows. Like, otherwise you call them cows. Like, cattle is a term that we use for fucking slaughtered animals.
Baby, yeah.
You know, the same way that, like, you don't really call cow in the store. It's called beef. The only thing named after the animal is chicken. We call pig pork, you know? It's like to, like, I don't know, it disconnects you from the thing that you've killed to eat, you know? That's the thing, it's dairy cows. Dairy cows. How many had green hair? Who? He polled his chat. Or they just made it up. Chattel. Drop Hassan's ass in Afghanistan and see how long he survives under Taliban rule. Hell. It'll be a good social experiment. See what happens. I don't know. He just likes to make himself sound like he's so thoughtful and, you know, really doesn't try to start shit, you know, never violent, just a really down-to-earth guy. And, like, you know, you don't have to listen to me. I'm just a guy online. But then when you see him online in his natural habitat and he's not being interviewed and it's not canned, he's actually super hateful. I find chicken quite foul. Ayo. Badum-tush. We also call turkey meat turkey. Yeah, it's like something to do with like birds. It's like they're just like not as intelligent. We just call it as it is. But anything else, it's like it's got a different name. He and Frogan deserve each other. Thoughts in a head that fucking small? Nah, dog, no chance. It's true. We're expecting too much. It's kind of rude. You know? It's strange. Strange. In some way, we're being, like, you know, it's like you're expecting, like, a cripple to walk kind of thing. Like, we're kind of being bigots for expecting more out of him. Ableist, that's the word. That's the word I'm looking for. We're being ableist. Tiny head Hassan, very thoughtful man. About that teacher, I'm just going to say that creep-like behavior ain't worth doing, right? It's so strange. It's always, like, a regular-looking girl, too. Like, I don't understand. Like, just go get a regular relationship. He fully supports all terrorist groups and dictators, but thinks America is the bad guy. Yeah. It's so weird. What the fuck? They had to remove this because crows kept eating its hair.
Flower, clean and glow.
Look at this. That's so funny. That's hilarious. That's some good nest building material, baby. That's perfectly good. Massive Doge with the $4.99, considering the other side is the one who wears the nose ring. The mark of the cattle. Oh no. It was foretold in the stars. It was foretold in the stars. Oh my God. For those brave enough to look. Again, I fucking knew this was a psyop. I said this was a psyop to put KitKats on the map. Get the fuck out of here. Help us find them. Use the stolen KitKat tracker. Link in bio. No, this whole thing is just a setup. The same way like Cracker Barrel redesigned their logo just to get their name in the news. This is just to get their name in the news. Up and like coming up to Easter, you know, they want people to buy KitKats. No. Thank you for your interest in the missing KitKats, but to clarify, this is not a stunt or an April Fool's joke. Someone really stole 12 tons of KitKats, and we really want to know where they've gone. So we've created a stolen KitKat tracker that lets you check if your KitKat is from the missing batch. See caption for details. Is this all for marketing? No, yeah. It's a psyop. This is a fucking psyop. No, I refuse to believe this is real. I refuse to believe it's real. They did this for marketing. This is bullshit. How quickly they came up with a fucking tracker for this. No. No. How do you guys feel? How do you guys feel? Do you guys think this is bullshit? Still clever even if so. Old time gimmick. It's European KitKat. US KitKat is licensed by Hershey. They get to up the price of KitKats too. If it was actually lost, they would go to the feds, right? Wait a minute. In order for them to know if the KitKat is from the stolen batch, wouldn't the company already know, right? What? That website is going to have a 10,000% increase in ad revenue. Yep. I know it happened a few days ago, but I'm just saying this whole thing feels like a psyop just to get people talking about KitKats. I know it's totally real because I'm watching from a Wendy house made of KitKats in my garden. God damn it, it was you, Lelime. Like you said about Cracker Barrel, it's all gamed. It's all gamed, I swear. These KitKat candies were stolen in Poland. We're not doing this as a stunt. Trust us. Now, having said that, please download our app that's only relevant to our product, right?
Yeah, baby, yeah!
You still kind of like the white Reese's cups? Barely eat them, though. I only had one of those once. It was okay. Forbidden Cat Belly with the $4.99. I think it's fine. I'd rather have companies work with the culture than against it. Fair enough. That's fair. I mean, it's pretty harmless. It's pretty harmless if true, if they're just doing this for the stunt. You know? Just seems strange. What? Why? I don't know, maybe because I just don't really follow orgs. Like, what's the positive to this? Is FaZe big still? Not to sound like a complete boomer, which I am. Kick is acquiring FaZe? FaZe? Isn't this like all the fuckboys with the silly hair? Am I getting this straight, or am I oversimplifying what FaZe Clan is? Someone help. Someone help your grandmother understand. Kick announces strategic acquisition of FaZe Media. Kick today announced that it has completed the acquisition of FaZe Media, a globally recognized creator-led media brand. The transaction includes FaZe core brand, creator network, and content operations. Yeah, FaZe with a Z, not FaZe like the idols. Yeah. FaZe does still have decent following somehow. Interesting. Yeah, as in FaZe Clan. Yeah, sorry. FaZe with a Z. with an F and a Z, F-A-Z-E. It's crazy that, yeah, they sound so similar. Whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, Kik is acquiring FaZe. Acquisition is intended to support the stabilization and long-term growth of FaZe Media while aligning the brand with Kik's live first ecosystem. A spokesperson from Kik said, "We grew up watching Banks and build FaZe out of the LA house, Jarvis catch a band live on stream and adapt getting angry. People who grew up in that era are now running the platforms, and we're proud to include FaZe as a part of the group structure." I never really watched any FaZe content. It always seemed kind of dumb. One of the goals is to rebuild the FaZe creator roster with the integration of Kik streamers. Clear existing debt, improve financial stability, and purchase the iconic LA house. Weird. Never watched them either. I don't know anyone who watches FaZe. Yeah, me either, Hawkeye. Yeah, FaZe is those dude who can't maintain healthy relationships. Is this an April Fool's joke? That is a great... Yes, and it is... Forgive me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Trainwrecks and the other guy who made Kik somewhat related to FaZe? I heard FaZe. Please don't scare me, Pink Woman. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Massive Doge. I didn't mean to scare you. I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to make you cry. Please. Please. There was a guy on the FaZe clan once who was playing Fortnite and he was cheating. Yeah, that's what I remember. Like, I don't remember them being very good. But again, I have a very boomer version of the internet in my brain. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, and I could be passing judgment where it doesn't exist. You know? I don't know. I gotta rub my fucking eyes. That's what I know. Oh, I just remembered that I'm going to be sleeping in the airport tonight. Can you just take me out? Watch whale, you're going. A windsurfer was sent flying after crashing into a surfacing whale in San Francisco Bay. Stunning onlookers. Witnesses say both the surfer and the whale escaped the unusual encounter unharmed. Fucking whale. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I love shit like this. Get fucking natured, yo. Boop. Boop. Too big. Amazing. I wonder what this guy was originally filming. Was he filming the lady with the bikini? Was he filming the boat driving by? Or was he actually the friend of the windsurfer filming the windsurfer? I've got so many questions as to why this clip exists. It's like saying Fillian is returning today. Where is Fillian? Does anyone have the actual information on what happened? Is she okay? Like, when it's this length of absence, it kind of feels like health related. Like, is she okay? What if she's pregnant? What if she's pregnant?
Yeah, baby, yeah!
Welder Zach Rolick with the 2! Oh, and we're still on break on Twitter. Twitch? Twitch, not on Twitter. She got pregnant. Got pregnant. I have a feeling her comp might have exploded. I'm starting to think she died. No! Never. Fillian is forever. Maybe rebranding. A new rig. I'm guessing she's pregnant. Break, last I heard. It makes sense. Theory is that she will return when someone finishes her ARG. ARG! Philly went on hiatus while she's on break. There is an augmented reality game going on. Some speculate that when the game is over, she'll come back. Some speculate she will come back when she's ready. And even more speculate that she's just done completely. Get pregnant. Pregante. Guys, am I pregnant? What if she landed wrong from a backflip and now in a chair? That's the beginning of the wooden revolution. Moving and possibly a new model. I think it's a combo of the break and a new rig. Oh, I've given up on Fillian. No. No, Banderwalkie. No, say it ain't so. Take it back. You take that back right now. You do not give up on Fillian. You stop this. You snap out of it. Come back to me, Banderwalkie. She's going to give birth to a cat turtle hybrid baby. Snap. Is Gregnant pregnant with old Greg? Maybe. Maybe. Am I Gregnant? Am I Pregante? Is this the video?
Am I pregnant?
This is what I'm thinking of.
Am I pregnant? Am I pargant? Am I
Gregnant?
Am I pegnate?
Am I
Help? Is there a
pegnate?
possibility that I'm pegrant? Am I
Am I Pegrant?
pregnant or am I okay?
Am I pregnant? Dude, it's so scary that this is how people can type while asking if they have a baby inside of them. Am I pregnant?
Okay, could I be pregonate? How do
Can I be pregonate?
I know if I'm prengan? Can I be pregnant? Can oo get pregante? Can oo bleed while oo are pergert? Can oo down a 20-foot water slide pegnat? How
Pegnat.
can I get my GF pregnant? What happened when get perginat? How can a 9-year-old get pregnant? Will
Will I get pregnant? Is there any pill for an abortion?
I get pregnant? What is
What is the best time to sex to become pregnant?
the best time
Pregnart.
to sex to become pregnant? Does anyone know how many teens get pregnant a year?
Pregnant.
Are these systems of being pregnant? Girlfriend ain't had periods since she got pregat. Is it
Pregat.
possible having sex to a 8 months pregnant? If a woman has starch marks on her... Wait. If a...
If a woman has starch masks on her body, does that mean she has been pregnant before?
woman has starch masks on her body, does that mean she has been pregnant before? Period, question mark. My circle is normal, but yet I still don't get pregnant. What can I use? Period, question mark. Has anybody got pregnant by just
Pergnut. How many of you guys have gotten pergnut?
pre-cum while using birth control? Did most you women feel pregnant before find out? I am pregnant last 5 weeks, so can I start sex? Danger ops, prangent sex. Will it hurt baby top of his head? Me and my boyfriend
Like
are
you're hitting its fucking head? No. Me and my boyfriend are trying to get prefnat.
trying to get prefnat and haven't took my birth control in 12 days? 38 plus 2 weeks? Pregnant? I think my dog is pregnant. Can I get bringed if he had a condom on? How long can Ugo being pregnant to get an abortion? I think I'm pregnant with my
I think I'm pretnet.
14th child.
Amazing. Amazing. That's why this is where the Gregnant comes from though. Am I Gregnant? Am I Gregnant? I'm losing the IQ voice. It's a toss up between Gregnant and Fregnant, between what is funniest to me. Yeah, Gregnant's my favorite. Am I Gregnant? This is such an old video and I still bring that up. 9 years ago. Am I Gregnant? I'm losing brain cells. Yeah. It's classic literature at this point. Oh my god, yawn. Big yawn. Big yawn, little cat. Dude was breaking at the end. Pergonenante? Can you get Pergonenante? Ad break started 120 seconds. Look how cute. When the ad break starts, there's a little kitty cat face. Please clap. Please clap. Pierogi. Can I get pierogi? Oh, no way. What? This is legit. I was kind of getting really sad because he was talking that he wouldn't be. No, you fucker. It's April Fool's. I'm legitimately happy for him unless this is an April Fool's joke, in which case my threat remains. Because I actually get really happy for people. And he was telling me that he would, like, he's not really thinking of racing because it is really expensive to do. Yeah, what? This gotta be a fucking joke. I feel pain. It is a fucking joke. Can I go to bed before the April Fools start? I fucking, like, why would he do this? Why would he do this to himself? I don't understand. I'm gonna break his fucking knees. I always make fun of him for being short, because he makes fun of me for being ugly. So it's a tit for tat, really. It's all love. It's all love. I like to send him, the last time I talked to him, I sent him that gif of, like, you know when Frodo jumps into Gandalf's arms for a hug? That's how I envision it. That's how I envision it. My little boy. It's weird too. I think I'm about as tall as Cam, but shorter than Kershaw. I don't actually care if people are short. I never understood the height deal. Like, you're just born the way you're born. It doesn't really matter. I came out 5'11". Husbanus is just a bit shorter than me. Like, not by, I'm pretty sure he's like 5'8", 5'7", I don't know, 5'9", somewhere in there. He's in there. It doesn't matter. Height doesn't matter. You know? Ugly, heaven no. Heaven no. I'm very confident in myself. I'm like an average looking person, like, you know? And like any woman, if I put on a bunch of makeup, I could be hot too. I find it actually really strange, like what is attractive on a woman anymore? A lot of the people you see, they take off the makeup and they're not even the same person. So what is it? I feel like the baseline for hot has been like just absolutely fucked up by the level of makeup people wear these days. I think if you wanted to be honest about looks, like, you would have to do a lineup of women with like zero makeup on. And then we can come back to a baseline. But yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I like the jokes. I don't mind them. Damn, you big. Damn, you big. Gundo is a modest 4'4". Yeah. You're 5'6" and you're taller than your mom and dad. Hello. Hello. Your parents are hobbits. We got a hobbit in chat. Makeup, filters, and AI. Oh my god, and that's another thing too. There's just live filters. I see so many filters where like women have like eyelashes and smoothing. Even Clavicler uses it. Because he did that an interview with Channel 5 and you can see his face. Like his actual face, and it's so pitted and like full of like acne scars and everything, which is fine. That's a regular person who's, you know, gone through puberty. And IIC also does a bunch of drugs. It's just not good for your skin. But I think what was interesting is it became really apparent that he runs like filters on his face a lot of the time because he's so smooth in some videos, and it's like, oh my god, it's so corny. I'm a 5'7" male. It's nice weather down there, by the way. Wow. Wow. I coughed. Wow, I feel like such a jackass for getting excited for Camelot, and this guy's a goddamn troll. He's a troll. He's nothing but a troll, and it makes sense because he's just the right height to be considered a troll. Legally. He's married. Damn. Why would he invite someone named Anus? Oh my god, you guys are so rude to me. Massive Doge with the 199. Fillian is becoming the modern Carmen San Diego. What is she up to? What if she is actually, you know, a spy? What if she's busy because they had to call upon her? Think about it. All the backflips and shit she does. What if the United States of America called upon her and was like, Fillian, we need you and she's on a top secret mission, backflipping her way to glory, all right? You just have to wait till she's done, you know? I could see it. I could see it. Did you see that new John Wick movie, the ballerina one? I didn't think it was that bad. I always like the choreography in those films. But I just imagine that it's like that's basically what Fillian's up to. She got a call, all right? She got a call and she's got to go, but she'll be back, all right? Have faith. Have faith. Regrettably, I somehow missed the reveal of the real Nyanus. Were there feet? There was so many feet. Dude, I actually have 3 feet. Every backflip was Morse code. Hiya, how you doing today? Oh, I'm not too bad. How you doing? No, she's a splinter cell. I should have known. Guys, the hints were all there. Everything was there if you had the eyes to see it. Don't you understand? She's got a higher purpose right now. Man, she's on the couch smoking a fat joint, just chilling, laughing at all you guys freaking out about her. No, she's not. No, she's not. I have this from a reliable source. A guy in army, he was fully in army uniform when he told me this, that Fillian is busy. And then when she's done, she will be having intercourse with the aliens so she can pass on her genetics. Yeah, it's busy. It's a busy schedule for her. Yeah, so she'll be back once she's done. Ask Cha-Cha if you want to know about Fillian. Like, I have like a link to Cha-Cha or something. Like, I can just, all VTuber women, if we concentrate hard enough, we can actually communicate with one another. No, I know what happened. Cha-Cha says Ice got her. I join in again and we're talking about intercourse. We're talking about alien intercourse. Duh. That's what Kersha asked, and Fillian smashed her skull into a chair. Whoa! They're breeding interstellar Fillians? Yes. Plot twist. Fillian is the alien. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. The truth comes out. All VTuber women are the same man. Shit. Captain Flippers, I'm still on contract, but somehow I still haven't gotten to go to work yet. Do you get paid? I also really like your icon, the dolphin in uniform. And Cha-Cha got flack for the ice joke. I remember that. It was nonsense. You're not allowed to have fun anymore. Not on the internet. Everything you say is verbatim. Everything is true. Nothing is a joke, you know? You're not allowed to laugh. Nothing can be humorous. You can't say things that are technically untrue, even for the laugh, you know, because someone out there might feel sensitive about it. You monster. Do you even... It's like you don't even care. We all know Fillian is likely to get a man as Chibi Doki is to get Ritalin. How dare you have fun on my internet? You can't make jokes here. Ooh, don't you understand? I consider myself a victim. Someone told me the other day that my bigotry would be my downfall. And I almost thought it was one of you guys joking with me. And until I realized, I went to their page and I was like, oh, they're serious. Whoops. But, I mean, I took the compliment nonetheless. All the same. It's still mine. I'm going to put it in my pocket. Watson walked free after killing an 84-year-old man in San Francisco in 2021, leaving the community devastated. Is this the guy? We watched the video the other day of a guy that just got tackled on the street. Is this the guy who did it? Is this the same thing, or is this a different case? You know what I mean? Like, that's how often there's just random bullshit like this happening. Chibi's mom be freaky, but in the cool way. Chibi's revealed his mom to the internet? Oh, Chibi Doki. Like the little, not Chibi, like Chibi reviews. There's too many Chibis. Too many Chibis. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. I lost it when numbskulls were trying to say Cha-Cha is not brown enough. Dude. Not brown enough to make that joke. It's not allowed. Her mom's insane. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Apples don't fall too far from the tree. Yeah, the pink hair gremlin. I understand. Yeah, I've seen those clips. For a while, I thought you guys were talking about Chibi reviews, and I was like, considering his haters, that's a crazy thing to do. But I'm like, I understand now. I understand. I'm hungry. I didn't really eat dinner last night. And then Husbanus brought me home a cake, and I ate some of the cake. So my tummy's a bit strange. I ate cake for dinner last night. That's crazy. I didn't mean to not eat dinner, too. I was just going to have more leftover fajitas, and then I don't know. I came back to stream for some reason. I'm sick in the head. Hi, Hungry. Hi, Hero. Oh, yeah, how was the Shack wine? It was awful. It was one of the worst alcoholic beverages I think I've ever drank. It gave me such a weird reaction, too. Like, I've drank more alcohol volume, like, in shots, or I've made mojitos, or even just drinking wine. But for whatever reason, drinking that beatbox was, like, I was like a very agitated drunk, and I wasn't fully drunk, but I felt loopy. Like, it was a very strange feeling that I didn't like. And I wonder what's in those things. I don't think I'll ever drink one again. I don't know. You ate breakfast at 4 p.m. Hell yeah. Did I see the Schlepp guy going crazy yesterday? The guy that was like freaking out over Chibi? I saw that. Trying to call Chibi like a PDF. It's not really Shack wine. It was a beatbox. Have I seen squirrels get drunk off fermented fruit? I have. Monkeys do the same thing. I saw that the lolly freak out all day kept showing up in like every single one of Chibi's comment sections saying something. It's so weird. I mean, at least Chibi's making good bank off of Twitter. And it's so funny. Like, one time someone... Because I even made a post once where I was like, you know, it's so funny how much money, like, Chibi's haters give him. And some people were trying to be like, oh, like, he only got a couple pennies. And then a couple weeks later, he released how much money he made last year, and it was like $14,000. So funny. So funny. I hope he keeps making more money. Because for whatever reason... That's what freaks everyone out the most. I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand, especially with Kershaw. Money! Anytime people are complaining about her, something about her income comes into play. And like, what? The income is there for anyone who's willing to work for it and get it and earn it. Like, it's so stupid to care about what people are making. You know, it's not like she's like, which streamer is it? Kai Cenat? Like, he hasn't streamed in months and he's making millions off of subs? Like, go freak out over shit like that. If someone's showing up every day and they're committing to their community and it turns into, like, a fucking financial support system for them, like, then that's what they kind of intended to do, you know? Chibi's paying for Twitter Blue and he's gonna get paid, and his haters hate it. And the best thing you can do is just support people who go through these hate campaigns and just give them the money and the interactions and the algorithm push so they can make even more money so these people can just fucking mauled. Kirsch was one of the most super chatted VTubers last year. She's making massive bank. Yeah. And it just drives her haters nuts because they just think like, because I disagree with this couple, these few opinions, she doesn't deserve to make any money. She should be on the streets. Crichton, hello! Hello, Nyanus! It's all in caps, so I feel like I have to yell back. Hello! How you doing? How you doing? Bendixstar, great to see you, too. Kershaw talked about old Larry yesterday. Who the fuck is old Larry? Which Larry? Munya. Bint's seething. Bint, oh, is that, because that's his legal name, isn't it? Tee-hee. I thought Bint was supposed to leave. What happened to that? I knew he wouldn't. He's just too addicted. I missed my Nillas at work. To Crichton. Larry Fink. Larry Fink. Larry Fink. Oh, BlackRock. Oh, yeah, they've been up to some fucking bullshit. I mean, when has BlackRock not been up to some bullshit? I was like, why does it sound familiar? Why does it sound familiar? I'm pretty sure you got a pay raise, you know, because, you know, you need that. You really need that. There's like been a rumor that like we don't really know what the borrowing market is like. CEO of BlackRock and the most powerful man in finance. The global economy will enter a recession if the war in Iran lasts more than a year. Dude, we've already been in a risky area. Like this is actually ridiculous because we don't really know how much money they have loaned out and not able to actually get back. And of course, they're going to like lean on Iran and like, oh, this is totally why like everything's going to shit. But they're not going to bring up the fact that they like overextended their lending. They'll never say that. You know, this is a scapegoat, I feel like. I stream on YouTube too, I do. They admitted to making DEI a thing? Of course they did. Of course they did. To me, this is what's coming to mind. Let me get someone more educated on the matter with the proper words. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where's a good video? Is this the one? I'd sooner believe Christians merge before BlackRock tries to tell me the sky is blue. BlackRock is behind every evil deed. Yeah. Still leaves a sour taste knowing that BlackRock creeped into Warhammer. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. I thought it was this channel that I watched something on it.
For as long as most of you have been alive, we have been told that federal debt is a major crisis just waiting to happen. For more than a quarter of a century at this point, we've become very well acquainted with the images of this debt clock and the increasingly regular government shutdowns where they play hot potato with this ballooning hand grenade. If all of that wasn't annoying enough, there is almost the uniform flip-flop between politicians taking turns to be very concerned about fiscal responsibility depending on if they are in or out of power at that time.
I believe we are finally putting America on the path towards fiscal reform and fiscal responsibility.
Republicans in Congress raised the debt 3 times when Donald Trump was president, and each time with Democrat support.
Would anybody ever use that to negotiate with? They said absolutely not. That's a sacred, created, he doubled the debt.
It's a powerful message, but they do seem to forget about it pretty quickly once they are in office, and fixing it would require actual sacrifice. And if we are being honest with ourselves, it's almost easy to see where this indifference is coming from. We were told we were at an inflection point when we crossed $10 trillion in debt, and then $20 trillion, and now we are approaching $40 trillion in debt, or 130% of our GDP. The rate in which we are taking on new debt is also accelerating. Almost half of all of our outstanding borrowing has been done in just the last 6 years. And yet, on the surface, you would be forgiven for thinking, not much has changed. And I don't just mean that in the sense of, why haven't we turned into Greece yet? Because this also raises a more important question.
Is this an idiot that's going to claim that the national debt isn't an issue? No. The national debt is an issue. I don't think he hits on it in this I can't remember if it's this video or if it was someone else's video I was watching, but one of the problems with the debt crisis is that a lot of the debt is tied up in ways that like we can't even track, like the buy now, pay later, a lot of like loans. So like it's actually kind of hard to get like an actual tell on how much debt there is. Oh yeah. People love the idea of cutting the debt and budget until it cuts into their entitlements. Just print more money. Just print more. That's what they do. That's what they do.
Some of this extra money going to...
Yeah. When BlackRock is in the news and they're going to be like, oh my goodness, there's going to be a debt crisis because of the Iran war. And it's like, there's actually been signs for a long time that we're hitting a debt crisis. Like, I don't know, seems convenient. I don't I know that prices go up during war, but it's like awfully convenient. He's already run out and he's just like, oh my God, it's completely Iran's fault. Like, what a scapegoat. It just feels like a scapegoat. Larry Fink. Oh my God. Just 3 weeks ago, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink argues U.S.-Iran conflict won't derail economy as gas prices surge. And now suddenly he's going to turn around and be like, oh no, everything's gone bad. Whoopsie. Sounds like the current system is literally running on fictional currency, because it is. We have a debt crisis every few months, and it never gets fixed. It just kind of gets pushed down. Sorry for cutting your chatting with your questions. You're just joining into live streams and want to take some advice about streaming because you started streaming a month ago on Kick, and I want someone help me understand how I should grow more and learn more about it. You literally just stream as often as possible and try to be consistent every day with the times that you're streaming. I think that's like the main thing. Like, you can stream like sporadically, but it's just going to be harder for people to fit you in a schedule. If you stream on the same time every day, people like know that they can catch you at those times and they'll show up. That's basically it. That's all really I kind of do. I can't believe it's already April. Time flies and it goes by so fast. I can't believe it's already April too. I don't want it to be April. Good audio is a must too. Although, I mean, how true is that? My audio was dog shit for a while. You know. Don't lie to your audience. That would be a big thing too. You know, not lying to your audience is a big deal. What is this about? This is like a more recent article with fucking Larry Boy there. Oh my God, I hate pop-ups on websites. It's so obnoxious. Stop. Oops. Don't become audience captured either. Yeah, like I disagree with my audience all the time. We constantly get into fucking fist fights. Yeah, don't become like don't bend over backwards to your audience. I don't know, just be yourself. With you knowing it's a Gundam, tell him to look up Cheesy Labs, build a 3D printing a Gundam talker. Then me. With you knowing it's a Gundam, tell him to look up Cheesy Labs build. They built a 3D printing a Gundam? I'm so confused. What? I'm looking this up. Are they Cheesy Labs? $3D cars and printing. A 6 foot. He printed a 6 foot Gundam. Holy crap. 3D printing a Gundam taller than me. Wow, it's huge. That's sick. Wow, a 3D printed X-Wing. That's pretty cool. You know, at the same time though, like, I'm not gonna lie, content like this, it's like if you have money, you can make money. Like, it's not cheap to be able to do all this. It's like, to be able to afford to do this is like, you're very lucky to begin with. That's very cool. That's very cool though. If I had the money for an expensive 3D printer, I would print giant things too. I have some giant things printed, but the filament printer that we had died. I got like a big, I don't know, like a saber-toothed tiger skull. We did like, there's like a dinosaur skeleton in the house, but they're just, if you don't have like a really expensive one, I don't know what it is. Like it just keeps getting jammed. No matter how many times we've like cleaned it, we changed the tip on it, it just doesn't print anymore. It continually fucks up, so. Saber-toothed tigers are dope. No, he'd probably like this though. This is pretty sick. That's pretty sick. It looks really good. Like, I'm not trying to, like, you know, it still takes work and effort, but one of the biggest hurdles is literally just the affordability of being able to do something like this. That looks fucking sick. I definitely like it. Thanks for the share. I wonder if Gundam's already seen it. If not, I'll tell him. 3D print a DSP bust. Ayo. You can build your own 3D printer with some extrusion and a few parts off Temu. It's great family building activity. We actually did do one of those. Like, Husbanus has one that he built, but those even kind of go bad after a while. And if you want, like, a high-quality print, like, with, like, really good fidelity and also size, like, it is, like, you just need to get a better machine. Some streamers I like run into the audience dictates how I stream works. In my opinion, no. The viewer is there to tell you and act like a monkey, not make you act the monkey. Yeah. Well, and then, you know, because so many people come into chat, like, you do have to, you know, I try to look at things people want me to look at, but if I were to look at everything someone says, like, some days there's less suggestions, but some days there's a lot of suggestions, and, like, I wouldn't feasibly be able to get through anything or everything if I wanted to, you know. You got to know when it's a lost cause or, like, when it's worth trying. I don't know. Want to show it on screen? No, I don't. Damn it, Cat, just look at the things. No, I refuse. I'm waiting for 3D printers that can make me candy or food, like Uncle Cecil wants. Like a replicator? Like, it's a give and take. It's true. It's true. There's a balance somewhere in there. There's a balance. The filament heater and extruder is the key part to this. The rest should be normal friction bearings and not. I find a lot of the time a person's issue comes down to the heater, extruder, and humidity. Yeah, again, we are not new to 3D printing. It's literally what the problem that I'm having with my 3D printer is apparently the same problem multiple people have with it. And there's just like nothing you can do to fix it. It's just like, it is always to do with the extruder. The movement and everything on it was fine, but it just does not want to feed filament through without it jamming up. It gets jammed up, like it's heating it at the incorrect rate is what I would assume, but there's like no way for me to go in and change it. So there's like something inherently wrong with like the way it's communicating to heat up the tip, and there's nothing I can do because it's like, I don't know. They don't have that accessible for me to adjust. But it doesn't seem, it seems to, I don't know if it's doing consistent heating or if it heats up and then stops and so it gets stuck, you know, so it melts and it cools and it like, I don't know. It's just shit. It's just shit. I use resin printers, but they have their own problems. They're just super toxic. And then again, we have a resin printer, but then it also, you can't go very big on a resin printer. Or, I mean, they make bigger resin printers now, but again, it's a money issue to get the printer, you know? And the resin's a bit more expensive, but still pretty affordable. But yeah, the toxicity is a big deal. And like, I really wonder how many people with resin printers actually dispose of their chemicals properly, you know? I've seen some people online that just put their fingers in the resin without gloves. So that's interesting. There should be a lot of cancer cases coming out soon. Ooh, Artemis is suiting up. Artemis. What are they even doing? Moon mission? Where's like just like the live? Bring me back a moon rock.
NASA selected the California native as an astronaut in 2013. At the time, he was actually serving as a legislative fellow in the United States Senate. His first trip to space was in November 2020 when he launched as pilot of NASA's SpaceX Crew 1 mission. That was the first operational mission of NASA's Commercial Crew program, which resumed launching American rockets from American soil to the International Space Station at the end of the shuttle program. Victor is a U.S. Navy captain and naval aviator who served as a test pilot, racking up more than 3,500 flight hours in more than 40 different aircraft. He and his wife, Deanna, have 4 children.
Bigger!
4 children, a lot of energy, but that checks, right? Because when I think of Victor Glover, I think of a lot of energy, smart guy who's always excited and ready to go. And there you go, he's smiling in the suit room this morning.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy. All of them are. This whole entire crew. They're just a good group of human beings, of leaders, of friends, family. You know, I have never heard anybody say anything bad about any of these 4. They're all so well accomplished, and they're also deserving of this opportunity to return to the moon.
Yeah, and they're also humble, right? They're just
sending pumpkin men to the moon.
But you would never know that when you talk to them in a normal conversation.
And so it looks like Christina here has completed her suit leak checks as well, her communication checks too.
Yep, they've already got her gloves off. They're getting ready to kind of hang out and relax a little bit, I think, before
they're going to the moon.
She is a mission specialist for this mission, native of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Was selected to the astronaut corps in 2013, so actually same class as Victor. She served as flight engineer on the International Space Station from March 2019 to February 2020. And during that time, Cook set a record for the longest single space flight by a woman with a total of 328 consecutive days in space. She also participated in the first ever all-female spacewalk. And before becoming an astronaut, Christina helped build space science instruments and led scientific field work in some of the most remote environments on the planet. Her hobbies include surfing, rock climbing, community service, yoga, travel, and photography. Again, so much. When does she
moon travel?
Find the time.
That's a great question. You know, one of the things I love about Christina is that she's broken records and she's achieved all these milestones. But one of the things that she talks about is, you know, she just wants people to set goals and go work hard and do something that's meaningful to you. And she really hopes that her records are broken as soon as possible. She does it for her family, and she'll talk about all of her nieces and nephews quite a bit. So
this mission is doomed.
Just again, another
Why?
example of just a humble human who's got a great support system in her family and excited for the mission.
Yeah, she's always saying that she just wants the opportunity to push people farther, to push humanity farther, see what we can accomplish
She's
together. So, yeah. Again, all 4 of them say that. They're
It's
really
real.
in tune on what they think or what they feel like their role is in this mission.
Yeah, I think their legacy is going to be, you know, providing the shoulders for others to climb on.
And last but not least, first-time flyer, Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen will fly to the moon as a mission specialist on the Artemis II mission. The London, Ontario native was selected as an astronaut in 2009. After that, he worked as Capcom at NASA's Mission Control Center in Houston. Capcom stands for Capsule Communicator, and that's the sole direct voice communicating with astronauts in space. He also participated in training exercises such as living on the ocean floor off the coast of Florida to simulate deep space exploration for 7 days. In 2017, he became the first Canadian to lead a NASA astronaut class. He also enjoys getting out on a sailboat, rock climbing, and mountain biking. Jeremy and his
Long
wife
walks
Catherine
on
have
the
3
beaches
children.
and
And he actually got to
strawberries
hang
and
out with them over the
peaches.
weekend. So the crew arrived here for launch at Kennedy Space Center on Friday, and then their family members arrived Saturday.
Yes, yeah. They, as long as their family can quarantine with them, then they will stay, you know, quarantined in Houston, and then they all fly down to Kennedy Space Center, and then you get to spend the last few days with your close family and friends. We actually do a behind the glasses
Selected
with
for
some of
his
those
chin.
other,
Just
maybe
look at
extended
that
family
thing.
members that couldn't quarantine with you. But yeah, it's a quaint time here once you get to Kennedy Space Center.
A great sign here. All 4 astronauts have removed their helmets. And that indicates again that all 4 have completed suit leak checks. And so, Nicole, what they're doing now is they have these pockets on their forearms. That's just somewhere where they can put personal items that they might want, right?
Yeah, just kind of stowage pockets. You know, there's always something that you might need or want while you're in the capsule, and then also last-minute personal items if you want to put a couple things in there. So everybody kind of has their own unique stash
pockets.
in their
Who would have
pockets.
thought? What kind of
And
NASA?
then another pocket.
What kind of NASA invention are the pockets? Capcom stands for DSP playing Street Fighter. Oh shit, that's what pockets are for? Fuck, man. This is deep. Yeah, apparently the launch isn't until like 6 p.m., so this is just like all the prep. Launch in 5 hours and 4 minutes. I clearly can't sit here and watch the whole thing. At some point I should really go. I probably should go in like the next little bit, so not that I'm super delayed today anyways, but whatever. Whatever, it's fine, everything will be fine. I'll be fine. Fucking kill me. Thank you. I can't believe my flight was delayed like that. That's so stupid. It's like it's not even possible. How is that even possible? I have to go pee in 2 hours. Ha! Giving them pictures of the moon, like, remember, you're gonna go here, okay? Don't get lost, don't forget. All right? You remember where the moon is? Remember how we discussed this? Miss your flight. Miss your flight. I can't, like, it's not even possible. It's so late at night now, like, it's actually impossible to miss it. All that it's going to mean is that, like, I don't even know how I'm going to get my rental car now, because by the time I land, that shit's going to be closed. So, yay. Yay. Thanks for all the delays. This is so funny. Oh, my tummy hurt. My tummy hurt. After playing Kerbal Space Program, I couldn't be an astronaut. Slip some blow in there, ayo. Hitchhiking, you say? You can call the rental place? Nah, it's fine. I'll just wither. I don't know what I could even do. I don't know when I'd be landing based on the date or the time that they told me I'd be fleeing. Whatever. Whatever. Whatever, I don't even care. It's fine. I don't care. Sleeping in an airport, that's fun. How fun. It's like camping. I need some Pepto-Bismol. Yeah, because pink does more than you think. Pink does more than you think. I should go, though. Thanks for hanging out with me, Biggas. I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be gone for a couple of days. I'm not coming back until next week. I'll be back next week, like on Wednesday. Thanks, Trump, for delaying my plane. Oh, it's Trump's fault again. Thanks, Trump. Thanks, Dump. Oh. Safe travels. Just hope they don't smother me with curry. Come back soon, butt cat. I'll try to. I'll try to bring my butt back. You know, who knows? Maybe America will invade Canada and just take me back. Bye-bye, Nian. Have a wonderful time with Papa in church. Yeah, there'll be lots of church. Church maxing. It's Easter weekend. There's a mass Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday if you're feeling fucking fancy. So, non-stop. Non-stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Won't stop. Can't stop. I'm going to be God maxing. Jesus maxing. Good luck. Goodbye. I'll miss you guys too. It'll be fun. And I will fight you. It will be physical. I'm going to go get maple cigarettes and bagged milk. Milk. Have a good time. I will. Have a good trip. Thank you. Oh, you guys are so nice. I'll miss you. I've gotten used to our daily yaps. I'm gonna miss my American biggas. Keep the place warm for me. All right, keep it warm down here. Goose speed. Thank you. Thank you. That's awfully Canadian for you to say that. I will speed like a goose, like a Canadian goose. All right? I'm going to leave you with something. Something you guys deserve.
Winding down the night with a closing prayer on a vibration plate, holding three sources of our Almighty Father fire energy of the sun, one behind, two in front. Golden ratio, you might call it. Thank you, dear God, for right now. Thank you for this night, Mother Moon, your majesty. Thank you for the night and the rest. The sun, fire energy of the sun, the light, the might to light the fuck up. Thank you for the night that is right now. Thank you to all the elements that conspire for this amazing adventure that we call life. The 12 ancestral tenets to discern what matters, nothing that doesn't. Profitable with our time. Bridge the gap, delta to perfect. King time. King time. We honor you, God. With expression of action, good and true. Framework, good and true. Please bless us with that bounty. To be warm with family, good and true, good and true. Maybe a truce for one night. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Source. Thank you, Cosmos. Thank you, Elements. Thank you, King. Thank you, me. King time, King time.